Let's step in to the fray, gentlemen, and I will leave you to it.
It's time to go in once more. Our last game.
It is.
For the group stage. Of course, one more after that will be followed by the ever so talented and lovely Dinko and Moses. But before you get there, you got one last chance to hang out with us as we see 9Z try to dismantle Magic and keep their stake on top as playoffs looms and key crushing will consume.
We love a good key crushing, especially around here. Nice pops that come from it. Maybe like the same pops you're going to hear from these USPs on the 9Z side. You got a smoke, you got a flash, you got a nade, and you got 4 sets of armor for this CT side. And it does seem like Magic are ready to kick this off on a nice little B take.
Well, delayed momentarily. Moon does connect with the first kill. They don't have to explode off of this. Plenty of time to still work around. But Max wants to get inquisitive. Ends up paying with his life. Luchop, one of the 2 heavy hitters on this team. A chance to try to hold strong, but a chance that will not come at all because Tenzi able to find the last 3. Woo, that's an excited Magic roster right there. High fives all around, a bit of noise, and a pistol round that goes perfectly their way.
Loving the energy, loving the smiles already on this Magic side. All it takes is 1 round to get them into a little bit of a good mood early on, and rightfully so. This is a good one. 5 alive for the gang. A pretty decisive pistol round victory, but it is going to be led firmly into a 9Z. 4 scouts, MP9s, 5.7s, and we've seen what these 5.7s have done today already.
Definitely have, but history repeats itself as to be answered. A stack up in Donut. Tenzi works his way up mid very quietly, very easily, backed up by Oswald. And the bomb as well. The smoke is going to fade, so this could get very tricky for Moon, who will lose his life. Drop that bomb down, and now a recovery mission has to come in for the T's. Molotov going to clear out the scout, and trades back and forth. A stab up from the catwalk. Tenzi having to about face. Spade 8 tries to help him. But we will be trapped into the 2-on-2 with a bomb still yet to be collected for the T's.
Low and steady, they try and block off access to this bomb, but the T's are going to meet up towards top red. We see that long rotate come around from Spade 8. Meet up with his team and hopefully trade out these kills. Luchov low enough where a single shot from this Galil should be doing. He himself recovers a rifle, and he finds the first one, leaving just Iron last alive. Fires off a shot, can't quite connect, backpedals a little bit. Bomb going to be recovered. Are they going to meet face to face? Will they line up for him? No. Tenzi closes out, and that is going to be Magic off to a 2-0 start, and that 9Z economy set to a reset.
I mean, a decent round for Marin and DGT there, you know, to just be able to get some kills, be able to do a bit of damage, and honestly make Magic sweat a lot. The bomb getting dropped early on in the round, not being able to be recovered for a good 40 seconds. Even the connection from the catwalk, just very good control to try to keep the flow in their favor. Ends up not working out that way, though. As again, Ancient and mid control, hand in hand. Most important part of the map, no matter what team you are, no matter how you want to play the game, unless you just want to give up mid, which that would be quite silly, if you ask me.
Yeah, this is one of those extraordinary maps where mid, it's like Inferno, with a little more greenery pretty much. Mid is the focal point, it will always be, but thankfully enough for the CTs, it's a little bit easier because you can kind of throw out that utility early on and at least hold them off, but AW will not hold off on getting this kill. He finds one, Tens with a quick trade, HUASOPEEK with another, make it 2 for him.
HUASOPEEK, the linchpin of the team. Very much so, responsible in large part for the success. Great damage on the Moon. Spade and Moon both so low. AW at least better. But 50 seconds, a mid clear coming in. Want to wrap back in towards A. Spade. Days might be numbered. That's exactly what happens. HUASOPEEK Still good. 3 on the round. AW and Moon force their hand. There's no utility. It's going to be a difficult bomb plant to come in, especially with HUASOPEEK rounding the corner towards CT. AW takes out Max, but HUASOPEEK on 4. Leaves it only up to AW. All on him, 2 on the round. Trying to play for the peak CT. Great damage done. DGT barely misses the timing. And now the one-on-one. DGT full health. Barrel spotted for AW. Needs to play the time as much as he can. There's not a kit. There is a smoke to play with, trying to dance around, but DGT doesn't need it. DGT, all he needs is bullets.
And a good play with pretty much only a rifle invested in for 9Z, so the economy is going to go to the Moon, but not the Moon on the Magic side. It is going to be 9Z getting their first round in early before things get a little bit too slippery for this CT side here on map 1.
And already the op out from there. A good attempt from both teams. HUASOPEEK, again, carrying a lot of the weight within that round. 4 for him. He needed DGT to finish it out. And that causes quite the shift in buy for Magic. You get so many casualties in the second round, their money never able to fully develop. Leaves them struggling here in round 4.
Minute 25 on the clock.
Ooh.
Magic start to gather up this mid control and start to divvy out the tasks for success here. Get some donut access, maybe caves, depending on where they want to split this one into, but they'll actually recede back a little bit as maybe they might be challenged by Marin with the op. But he's going to hold the off angle, rotate back in towards B, and the site of choice for Magic as of now does look to be A site, only guarded by a pair of 9Z players.
Be a good chance, but it is a really good setup out from 9Z. Fade's still playing back, not going to connect with his team. So only 4 is going to come in with this push. Smoking a donut. Well, the smoke into CT. Now it's going to be time for the push. HUASOPEEK dealt with early. DGT needs to go nuclear here already too, but not enough to stop the flow. 20 seconds, bomb begins to get planted. Luchov, quick rotate. M4, good for another. Spade flashed off. AW is sprayed through the smoke, almost able to connect with Max, but instead gives up his position for a bit of counterfire. Now with the Tech 9 long range, Op missed the shot. But nothing you could do. Fall back and save, the right call. Tie up the scoreline. Ooh, and it seems like we're going to have a loud match from both of these teams.
That always means
Yelling
it's a
all
good
around.
match, honestly.
Oh, yes, it does.
And I mean, we already seen what vocals Magic bring to the table. Now it's 9Z's turn to get a little bit loud. I mean, the rest of the crowds around here have been astronomically louder, as we've heard throughout the days. And you know, Donnie, this is all going to lead up to just a fantastical main event in a nice little area.
Yeah, week 2 looms. Week 2 looms. But which one of these teams will have the power to push towards that? That's what we need to find out. Moon's Deagle continues to push. Oh! This shot from Aaron. Bad timing for that. Shadow advantage for Moon. Misses the shot once more. I don't think he wants to test the waters any longer, though. Found out that they can be quite hot. Miss flash from Aaron, but doesn't matter as he falls back. DGT, oh, nice readjustment on his fade. Luchov brought down. But at the end of the day, it is only pistols to contest with. So there shouldn't be too much worry on the side of 9Z. Should just be an ability to clean up. Although, Moon has found a Deagle shot on one, an AW, a P250 on another. So, good damage. Still a chance. A definite chance. As the smoke gets blown, Mayer readjusts. Great little flick with the op. Although AW has recovered a rifle, 2 CTs pressing on his location. Also played for the smoke fade, but so little time. Still, again, 2 to try to kill on the site. Almost impossible.
It's a close, but not close enough. 9Z grasped themselves the first lead for themselves. Only a single digit. Magic with enough money to be bringing these rifles right back into play. It's looking a little worse for Wares, for Magic. Losing 3 in a row, denied bomb plants, and it's all kind of coming into a head as everyone left at the very most $750.
No one to be met by the nades thrown from mid, DGT. Great push from Max. AW not ready for it, but caught in the smoke. Shaking hands. AW gets the better of Max. Actually puts Magic in a great position. Although a stack up on the B bomb site. Timing can be on their side. 9Z look quite uncomfortable. Still trying to go for aggressive plays. Luchov might regret doing this peek. Depends on how the swing from Moon comes in. Tenzi clears out Donut. Mayer, and if ever a time to hold strong in your aim, now would be that time. 40 seconds. Magic taking all the time that they possibly can. But as the clock hits 30, it's going to be time to go. It's going to be time to try to fight. Marin, that's a good first shot. Luchov falls back in the immediate ramp angle. Mosvold, an absolute monster, pushes in. Marin tries the no-scope, gets run down instead, and it is just the superstar of HUASOPEEK left in the 1v2.
Almost good timing with that no-scope, but 2 was all Marin could get, and sadly, it is not enough as HUASOPEEK will call this round quits, and it will be tied back 3-3 again. The rounds being traded, a left, a right, jabs everywhere, is Donnie, and it is looking like, again, good CS. We saw this exact kind of start from the matchup prior, and then things fell apart. Which side do you think is going to fall apart first?
Oh, big question. Big question to ask.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's because when we get down to the wire, you know, more and more competitive matchups come towards the end of it.
For sure.
Although, if you were watching the A stream for the first game, you might not think that between the Vitality and Lin Vision series.
That was, you know,
an exception.
Yeah.
But again, so much to both these teams lies within this tournament. It's a chance for 9Z to continue to prove their legitimacy as a team, to try to shake the narrative that, you know, a lot of the work is done by Luchov and HUASOPEEK, which, to be fair, you know, in recent results, a lot of the work has been done by the 2 of them. And on the side of Magic, I mean, young studs who came in swinging, unknown to known very quickly. DGT.
You're avoiding my question.
Open up the round.
Who's going to fall first? Who do you think's going to lose that momentum, Donnie?
I still think 9Z loses series. I think that's what happens. You want my honest answer? HUASOPEEK. He's not going to lose this series, though. No matter what, he's going to have a good performance. And already down to only 3 players left on this T side as they try to initiate an attack towards A. Once again, defended by 2 with 1 still rotating on in. Could be the end of days, no?
I mean, they have some residual income left, or at least Magic if this one doesn't go their way. Obviously, Bomb Plant would give them significant little boost extra, but they're going to have to clear out some big names as HUASOPEEK first of all. AW swinging in, finding a pair. DGT out of it, and it's on Max. Finds the shots on Moon, and 1 more. It's all that's left is AW, and he needs the ace, and he will be denied.
Disgusting play out from Max there. Great timing to drop off. Could have been a little risky. But the player Donut not ready for the wide swing after the drop-off. And AW, strong nerve to continue to plant there. And for Magic, that's probably the highlight of the round. Bomb plant.
I mean, that's a good one, though. That's, like I said, what they need. Obviously, the round win would be preferable, nonetheless.
I mean, on a full buy, you're hoping for a lot more than a bomb plant.
Yeah, but now you're not hit with a huge reset. You're hit with Max, who's just clotheslining and chopping him down in bottom mid. Spade 8 not yet to strike back because he himself has met his demise, and it's down to just Moon and AW. Can they really do anything at this point with a minute 30 on the clock? The only positive thing is they got the bomb.
Yeah, not much to write home about for this round, at least on the side of Magic. Side 9Z, you got plenty to say. He destroyed them in this round.
Mainly
Round
coming
8
from the
was
mouth
best
of
round.
DGT, honestly.
And Max.
And Max.
But Magic do want to delay onto A once more. DGT.
Leaning into that
Oh, I think
monitor.
he just heard the jump up as well. Definitely did. Molotov out towards CT. Spot the player jumping across. No use, no hope. Flawless round for 9Z.
Maybe that's why I'm not as good as I think I am. Maybe I'm not close enough to my monitor when I play. DGT is within 2 to 3 inches of that thing.
Listen, everyone's got their way. Everyone's got, you know, him, Yakinder. They're up there.
I forget who it was yesterday, but they play very lounge. Like they sink into their seat when they play. I don't remember what
JDM style. The good old
worse.
days.
Because like JDM leans back, he just literally melts into his seat, like slides down on it.
Sounds comfy.
It
A
sounds like
timeout.
my shoulders hurt.
A timeout taken for the side of Magic. But the clock's going to tick back to 0. We are going to get underway straight into round 9 of play, where it's again a Magic lineup that can't really facilitate any sort of buy. A hero AK on the likes of Spade. But besides that, very hard pressed to try to find an opening into this round.
I mean, I feel like Tech 9 armor buy on a map like this, it's viable. I mean, Spade 8 with that AK definitely can help it, but surprisingly enough, we've seen a lot, not only right now an A hit, but in general, we've seen teams hit A a lot more often than we have B as of recently. Myron comes up empty with the first shot, but the molly's timed well as HUASOPEEK
that's big.
find absolutely nothing. Myron is the only one to find a kill here. He's going to get smoked off. The nade might be good enough, but thankfully enough, backpedaling is Spade 8.
Bomb's gonna get planted. DGT crosshair in the great spot to be able to spray down. And with still a little bit of trouble, but Luchov, good support. AW, he can catch the rotates off here. This would be huge. This could be the dagger in the back, but not able to land on a Max. Spraying with that Tech 9 as much as possible. And although he's able to net 1, that'll be it. No one else secures the kill in the dying moments of the round. And 9Z push forward towards 6 on the scoreboard.
This is starting to feel similar to what we saw in the first matchup of the day. Rounds get traded early on, then it hits a stalemate, a 3-3 score, and then one side just starts pulling away. 9Z now up 3 rounds, and back to the mid-fighting they go. And back to standing in mollies as NZ finds himself 1-2 spray down, but Luchov with a quick trade maybe can spare his life, but no. AW and Max get into it as they find some kills for themselves. And as that smoke fades, it is going to be Magic with that man advantage.
A lot of pressure on Marin here. Gonna have to hit a nice shot. Moon brought down low, but it's not enough to finish the job, so the player advantage still lies in the arms of the T's. A flash in from Max allows a bit more aggression. The op falls down, almost has 2 lined up. narrowly not so, and AW continues to have a monster performance so far. 14 and 8.
Downside, it's only 2 of the players here on Magic really having the impact needed. Obviously, AW 14 and 8, which is good enough to lead the server right now in those kills. Tenzi at 9 and 7. Rest of the team has fallen eerily quiet. Moon 2 and 7, a name that I didn't think would be at only that with the op now in his hand. Can he start picking up this pace? And Tenzi swings in mid, finds one, still full blind, but it is going to be HUASOPEEK with the double again. Back to back again we go.
At least AW able to trade back. HUASOPEEK so low. Luchov, a bit of molly damage, but nothing to fret, nothing to be worried about. A chance for Magic to do a soft reset of the round. Both teams decide to majorly give up mid. Where would the grouping take place? Is Fade still dancing around outside B? Waiting for any form of aggression to come out from this 9Z side that doesn't really seem to budge right now. Sedge is throwing delay util as the clock continues to tick further and further down. After the box, 30 seconds. A move needs to be hit now. A decision needs to be made now.
No utility. It's going to have to be a dry take, too.
It's going to be a dry take. They're going to the right bomb site, though, because there's only one here. It's HUASOPEEK. He's low, and he's not aggressively holding the bomb site. Tucked away in the ruins. I don't believe he got peeked out. He's going to let the plant come in. AW, very aware of the possibility. HUASOPEEK still waiting for the rotations to come in, which they both do now. Yapamayan, M4 Luchov, a 3-on-3. A kid on the low HP player. AW holding the spray, potentially two. A shadow makes him shoot, shot early. And HUASOPEEK still finding impact, although the low HP. Moon dances around the bullets. And HUASOPEEK has to push in as fast as he can. There's no use. There's no time, my friend. It's Magic to jump straight back into winning ways. And we are very likely looking down the scope of a tied half.
Do you believe in magic, Donnie?
What type of Magic are we talking about?
Team.
The team? Yeah, I believe in Magic.
Do you think they can close this one out 2-0 potential, or do you think this is like a certified 3-mapper right now? What you're looking at?
It needs to be a 2-0 for Magic. It really needs to be.
So if it goes map 3,
if it goes map 3, yeah. If it goes map 3, it's 9Z. I don't see a world where that doesn't change. I mean, sure, if you play it 100 times, can Magic pick up a win or two? Yeah, but
Inferno
it really needs to be flawless within the first 2 maps of this series.
True. I mean, wow, 9Z have played Inferno quite a bit. 10 maps at 60%. Wow.
Yeah, it's not even that Magic's Inferno is not tested. It's that 9Z's Inferno is very tested.
Yeah. Obviously, when it's second most played map, you'd expect so. Max with a good angle with the deagle, but Spade 8 can't find anything. Luchov finds a quick trade, but a double in for Spade. They push forward here, try and get the site control. It does seem like B might be on the board for maybe the first time here in this matchup to close this one out. Magic are in a strong position here after a whiff shot from Moon to make this a 6-6 score. And we said it was going to be a good game, and it's looking good already.
8-8 pushes in. HUASOPEEK close with the deagle. Not the weapon you necessarily want in that position. Oh, Mayor and DGT. A chance for something, certainly, but no kit. So as the bomb goes down, a lot more pressure already built in. Spade 8 takes out the remaining rifle.
Ace, ace, ace.
And it very well could be. Although Marin pushes in, Tenzi completely caught off guard. Spade 8 turns back around. Wants to try to contest. Wants to try to go for the ace, but Moon getting the op shot. That's the more important thing. It is a tied half. A good showing from both these teams so far, although one far more spread out than the other. The opposite of the story, honestly, that was being built. Magic relying heavily on Tenzi and AW. Spade 8 not playing bad as well, but on the side of 9Z, I mean, besides Luchov going a little bit missing, overall, I mean, it's looking like a strong 9Z team coming out.
Yeah.
As we get a look at the replays.
I mean, Spade 8 found half his kills in that very round, was 4 and 7 to begin, closing out with 8 and 7. So overall, it looks like he did his part here, but really it was 1 out of those 12 rounds he really had the impact you'd expect. Other than that, like you said, it's been pretty much the AW show in Tenzi. So if 9Z can find a way to snuff them out early on, then Magic are in real big trouble.
Could be. Could very well so be. A stack up on B for Magic. As 9Z hurl everything they possibly could over those walls.
Oh.
Spade 8's just going with a knife. No way. He does not know how close he was to landing that risky. Indeed. And his blood sheds all over the place. DGT somehow finds himself all the way crept back towards CT.
What an odd interaction.
The crazy part is he landed all, like, in almost every situation that is just a 100-0 knife kill. But he got unlucky with the distance for that last swipe. A bit silly, but that is a confident win for Magic. A very confident win for Magic on the pistol.
Which is obviously, you can see it in their face.
Up. Yeah, 6-7. He's even rotating the camera a little bit for you this time.
Donnie.
It's pistols for 9Z. It is pistols. Only one.
I must be disappointing me so. It's all right, we're going to move on. But, oh, Donnie. Having a French timeout? A little glancing at the strat cards, seeing what they can pull out here. A swift little 30-second conversation to kick this round off. Best way to do it, honestly, if all you really have is Glocks and one P250, if you can't utilize it in potentially winning or getting some kills, utilize it from the strat book. At the very least, find some reason to make this round count.
Yeah. Take all the time you can to talk while you got it. And Moon, maybe a shooting range. Maybe lined up for the Moon show. As he just spotted out almost all of the opponents, spraying through the door, barely any damage done. They're going to force him out of Red Room. They're pushing all the way through. Mosvolt tries to help out, but they're just going to get funneled into CT. They're going to get funneled into the Meat Shredder. And DGT, not able to get anything done either. Moon, a 4K. Very good fallback from him. Now after individual plays from both him and Spade, playing field looks a lot more even.
For now, but that is, once again, reminiscent of what we saw here in the first half. Rounds being traded early on, obviously. You know, once you win pistol, it's a lot easier to capitalize off that second round, but the rifles are in play. A little bit of a free round for Magic to hopefully build some economy, but it's Luchov to find the first one and pulls out the knife instead of sticking with the rifle. NZ finds the trade, brings it to a swift 4-on-4. Moon taking some utility damage from the looks of it, down to 76, but overall, it does seem like A-Site has now fallen.
DGT, perfect timing to push his way on through. A common practice to leave that A-bomb site open early, but when a team can sniff it out, a very easy thing to capitalize against. That's exactly what happened. Magic sticking around for the time being, but after Mosvolt falls, really the save call is in.
striking right back is 9Z.
Oh, plenty of money to buy in the next.
Plenty of money. It just, Moon should have the money for an op from the looks of it. Hell, he might even be able to be dropped one from AW to get some armor, some good bits of utility. So overall, not completely stressed. Again, this is the aforementioned free round, quote unquote, never really free. But a round you can financially risk to lose. Now, it does seem like the op will be out on Moon. He was dropped it by AW, I think. And so he's got armor, he's got the utility, and this is a round that Magic are set up and poised to, again, stretch out that lead if feasible.
Very good play from DGT in the previous to open up that bomb site. Just a great read that the site would be clear. A lot of damage in through those nades in mid. Luchov doesn't win the spray battle through the smoke and tens. He's able to fall off after that. Just keep the player advantage. No reason to force the issue post that. Oswald jumping around, trying to get a peek. DGT spots it out. No damage. Nade. Just a little bit. A nice little boost. No one's going to be there on the receiving end of it.
We're seeing a very potentially quick rotate from Magic. They're playing kind of deep towards that CT side for either quick rotate or that aggression up mid. Following suit by Spade 8, playing kind of a retake on that A site. 9Z with 45 seconds left on the clock. They haven't really gained map control anywhere else. Mid, all the way across over to A, has been wide open, but no control taken. With a man down, time ticking away, this one is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's just time to shoot your shot. Got to give it your all in the moment. As it pushes down, 20 seconds. Finally up the ramp. No time to spare with this. And AW already connects on the player that was supposed to play spoiler. Spray through the wall, won't be able to land on the bomb planter, so that still goes down.
Oh.
With a second spray, good to take out the Opper, and all the bodies hit the floor. Magic do well to clean up. 9 rounds, 1 away from double digits. Still fired up.
Fantastic call there from Spade 8 to just kind of play it more on a retake style, give up control of ramp, play for the jump spot, which got the information. Then you have the players kind of tuck in towards caves and just bide their time. Let them roll in, line up the default sprays, and it just looked good. It didn't look like anything, you know, special, nothing different. It was just clean CS.
And a bit of time for the coaches to talk as 9Z take their first time out. Honestly, an opening duel that was just a wild spray through the smoke, but ended up being so important to the story of the round because down a player, it just left 9Z without much comfort to try to obtain any map control except the extremity of the B bomb site. Focus all of their manpower there and nothing to come of it. Nothing to show.
Oh,
in through mid, Luchov, he wants to put on a show, but instead it's end of days by Tenzi. Ooh, HUASOPEEK. Great response as the smoke gets blown in Red Room. Elsewhere, Tech 9 is close in the A main halls. Tenzi boosted up. His teammate falls back. The noise cue doesn't make the T's want to push. Mayer in a good trade. Spade 8 mollied out. AW wins the battle of the sprays. And there is going to be a connection from HUASOPEEK coming in through Red Room. Tapped away at the head. Easy kill there. And a 2-on-2 as the rotations come in through Donut. No bomb plant quite yet. And no utility to block off the Donut entrance. Which is honestly the most unfortunate thing. Because HUASOPEEK had no time for any comfort and Marin much the same. Double digits. That's 10 rounds for Magic. And 9Z that look a bit dejected after that loss.
A lot of this is riding on Tenzi right now. I think 3 straight rounds at this point. Getting that opening pick, whether it's in, I'm pretty sure has been in mid. These 3 rounds straight out of him. And that just, it sets your team up for success. You deny access to mid, you get the advantage. It's just overall a good look from the CT side of Magic. I know there's a little struggle on that T side, but the CT side, they look reformed and ready to go.
Another timeout taken. That is meeting its end. As we look to get back into the game. Round 18. A half buy-in for 9Z. And if 9Z were able to pull out with this round, that kind of rides a completely different scenario for the ending of this map. It should be Magic just having to hold strong post this round, as Moon does exactly that. An easy shot, but that's the only one station towards A. A bit of a decoy, as a default is set up elsewhere.
Pair of rifles have to do all the work. Iron currently in possession of 1 of 2. Considered a rarity right now for the T side, while it is a pair of Tech 9s. But hopefully try and make the space where the rifles can't quite get there.
AW's in such a great spot though, Anthony.
It is. It's going to be a strong, strong hold, but if he falters even a little bit, it's done. He finds one, drops down, repositions, looks straight through the smoke to maybe try and do a little bit more, but 1, that's all he really needed to do as long as he can survive here.
1 is definitely enough because it just makes the confidence of the 2 remaining Ts to push through the smoke far less. Tenzi, unlucky. Catches straight through the smoke. Sometimes your opponent's just having a good day. And now back towards the ramp with 30 seconds left. The bomb down. 9Z look like they still want to go for this. But with the Molotov there, it surely has to be called off at this point. Surely you're not still expecting to be able to have a chance in this round. There's such little time. You still have to collect the bomb, not to mention deal with the opponents on site, and maybe that's the easiest part of it. Baron pushes up. Another headshot found for him. No bomb. Moon in the spot to try to deny, but he misses. He misses, and there's enough time to plant. Dances around the corner. Close range shot found, and now the 1-on-1. Luchov struggling in this map so far. Barely able to connect. Barely able to get the job done. And 9Z steal around.
Oh, Donnie, you doubted this 9Z final push there towards the end with 18 seconds left. They drop their own player. It's down to a 2-on-2 after a good trade. They push on the site. They make the space. They get the kills. Hell, they even get the bomb down somehow after a missed op shot from Moon. They clutch it up 1v1, and now they're only down a pair of rounds.
Only a pair and anything is possible. Oh, Moon, a great angle. Deep on that. Able to get the opera out early. And an opera that definitely has had some impact in this game. A boost up once more. A double boost at that. TGT spots Mosval jumping around. Same can be said, however, in reverse. Causes a tuck. AW, great damage. Through the wall bang. Molotov forces him back. Only a little bit of damage taken for him. Max completely flashed. AW close range again. Such good on these angles. Such good things coming out from the young star. And Tenzi, this is an off angle that 9 times out of 10, no one's going to check. No one expects this type of aggression. Luchov walks straight into the crosshair. HUASOPEEK far back, able to trade. Still 1 player left to defend. Spade 8, a player pushing in from Dota behind him. HUASOPEEK takes a jumping shot. DGT falls elsewhere. That's Magic. Straight back at it. Not letting the previous round, 9Z's heroics, stop them at all. And 9Z forced to take their final timeout.
AW can't keep getting away with that position. Even if they check him, it seems like they can't get a leg up on this man. We said it earlier, AW having a hell of a performance, and it's only gotten better. A 2.4 KD currently, 24-10. He is everything that 9Z hate to have to contest with. Positionary advantage, rifle advantage, aim advantage currently right now too. It's looking good for Magic, and the squad's looking even better.
I really hope that that's getting picked up.
Me too, dude. They're having a party.
This is absolute chaos
It's making me dance.
at the Esports World Cup.
Good chaos.
A thing of beauty. All these communities coming together, genuinely. It's something you have to be present to understand. Every community, every esport, all under one roof, all
Everybody
under
should
one
come,
love.
honestly, at this point, come join. It's awesome.
Competition, of course, is important, but at the end of the day, this is the beauty that brings us together. But either way, we need to see if Moon is able to continue to fire off shots. Only leg on the first. Tenzi's there for a follow-up. Very nice for a double. But 2 in response for 9Z still makes this interesting. Moon on scopes are the worst time. And a slightly missed smoke towards Donut. A push in.
Oh.
Him and Moon combined, leaving just Max in with a mid flank that stands no hope in succeeding. That is 12. That's map point, and an important map point as we look at the narrative of the series.
Magic are just looking really strong. There are some factors that could be worried about if you look at that scoreboard, but the overall value that Magic currently have in this map is unmatched.
And you know, 9Z's fall off in the second half just individually is
Needs to be studied.
it's very prevalent. Sure, there are still great moments, but Tenzi
Again,
does good to stop it. HUASOPEEK able to burn one out as well. So as we say that, 2 very important individual kills coming in early, giving 9Z the player advantage for the first time in quite a few rounds.
AW line up another triple. Why not? Maybe close out on 30 if we at this rate we're going here. This man is put to the test through and through. A site, mid site, it matters not. This man comes up clutch. He's going to be called upon once more. Finds one, almost 2, almost gets the dink in through. Now it's up to Massive left as a line of defense with the long rotate in from Moon. He might be able to work an angle in soon, but the Shadow Peak comes in. DGT finds one. It's Moon left in a 1-on-3. Scoped in, finds almost a shot, and that might kind of call the round right there.
It's not even that you don't have the money in the next round. You just can't afford to give up that off to 9Z right now. They're still struggling financially. They'll have a bit of a boost because of winning this round, but realistically, no real way that the op is going to come into play. So Moon falling away. Important. And still close down to the wire. You know, obviously, Magic has had quite a successful CT side, 6 for 8 for the current time being. But still, by no means has 9Z been written out at any point during these rounds. The bomb explodes. 9Z 1 step closer to trying to push it to overtime. High fives all around.
The crowd's expanded, Donnie.
What?
The crowd's expanded. Yeah. They've gathered mass. Just like Magic. They've gathered energy. They gathered momentum. We're aiming for speed.
Timeout called. 12-9. This time, a timeout on the side of Magic.
Switching up the momentum, maybe even the pace here as 9Z look to try and get something going to try and bring this to overtime. Right now, it has been a fairly quiet and ineffective T-side round here. Only 3 to be found for this 9Z side.
Well, no op to answer the one on Moon. And no real presence to answer for AW right now. 25 and 12. No reason to stop there, as there's still work to be done. Still a match to be had. 9Z will find their self-control in mid. Magic very passive with their hold this time around. Moon in a good spot if the mid control tries to be pushed further. But for now, it's 9Z. Completely okay with lying in wait. Completely okay with playing down the time. A minute passes on the clock. Only a small drop of blood has been shed. No live sacrifice to the cause.
I think this might be the first round where Tenzi doesn't find a kill in mid. At least initially.
Instead, they've fallen completely off. And honestly, it's a great change for Magic because 9Z has wasted so much of their round just trying to wait for any form of contact. And they're going to go into the scope of Moon. A very tight angle. Only able to get some damage done. Nades rain onto him. And a push in, trying to connect onto the A bomb site. You know this is where it's ending. There's no time for any form of fake. Tenzi could have potentially lined a few up, but only good for one. Asphalt sprays the FAMAS. Such low HP on these Ts. Such low HP, but you can't justify it. You can't justify it given the situation. You gotta let 9Z on double digits. Especially as the bank runs drier and drier on the side of Magic. Only on a 1-round loss bonus. They're gonna end with mid 2,500 about in the bank. So next round's gonna have to be a save, focused around the saved rifles.
Yeah, when the high end is $3,000 on your players, it doesn't seem very optimal. Really buy much, if anything, and I actually stand corrected. You are right, 2,500 total on the high end for this CT side. So maybe you get a P250, and that's really all you're going to get. These rifles that were saved are going to be the only superior weaponry that Magic are going to bring into this. It's going to be a pretty quiet round, maybe a quick and decisive round too. I have a feeling like mid once more will be all eyes there.
Well, 9Z should be fully aware of the economical situation. Oswald's getting so aggressive, spotted out through the smoke. Ballsy play doesn't work out, and Max sprays with the smoke on S-Fade as well. Already one of your saved guns out. AW wants to peek elsewhere. Walks straight into the arms of Luchov. It's actually DGT from Cat. Finish the job off. And on the bright side, at least if you're Magic, you got some time to talk while this round draws to a close, because I don't think the 5-7 and USP are going to combine to do much damage at all.
No, I really don't either. But this does keep it close, and Luchov finds one and a second very easily, securing himself a pair of kills. And that is going to be now just one away, Donnie, from a potential overtime start here. It has been a fantastical push early on from Magic, and now they've slowly and quietly dwindled down to almost well, it is just a single round lead at this point.
I mean, the only player that's really been alive for the entirety of this matchup on the side of 9Z is DGT. They tries to do a bit of parkour, but not able to connect with the jump. Instead, uses the boxes like a normal man and goes 1 for 1 in his attempt to try to take some space with the CT side. Tenzi doesn't want to test mid too much longer. Fades away into the nothingness of Red Room. There's a gap on A. There's a gap on A right now. Moon is holding it very passively from CT. Donnie's making noise now. Now he's known. Now he's heard. The timing couldn't have been worse there. Oswald, the rotation in, loses his life. Moon brought down low. And Luchov swinging through the Molotov. A bit over-aggressive. Didn't end up causing him his life, but the bomb finally made its way over to the A-bomb site.
They don't have a smoke to re-smoke that CT either, so once that fades, they're in the wide open at this point. Myron gonna get mollied out from that big box position, get forced back off towards main. Nobody really quite holding the anger. There we go. Luchov finds one, and it's down to just a W in. We're going the distance, Donnie.
Yes, we are. 12-12. After a very impressive stab back at the T side towards the latter half, Magic seemed to have run out of, well, the magic that they had.
And I hate to be the one to point it out, but when you have someone on your team that's 7 kills after 24 rounds, it's a little quiet. Granted, AW and Denzi have kind of absorbed a lot of them. The impact may not necessarily be there as Fade 8 turns to fall. And again, it's come down to the duels in mid. Luchov comes up big, but Denzi answers right back with a double of his own. A triple as they just continue to feed one by one in mid. And that's a man that you have consistently not want to feed in mid.
Why are you solo pushing through a smoke into mid where your teammate just lost their life from a player holding the same angle you just swung from? An absolutely needless kill puts 9Z at a player disadvantage. Sure, a way to still work in the round, but it's gonna be harder for no reason. AW is not gonna get cleared out.
It's all of a sudden it's gotten very sloppy.
Mayern has the op on the angle, bomb on his back as well, smoked out. Location fully known, tries to blow the smoke, not deep enough to get an angle through it. And at the end of the day, I mean, you don't like to save in timeout, but what do you do? What do you do in this spot? You gotta turtle back. You have the op. There's no certainty that you could buy the op in all 3 rounds. Down to 30 seconds, you're dancing away in through red room.
You put too much pressure on mid. You gambled too many times, and obviously Benson, who has come up consistently every round on the CT side of striking down at least one in mid. It's not a gamble.
Wait. Tech 9 comes out, maybe. Nope, never mind.
No, we're
just dancing around.
good.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, add 4 to him.
There was a world.
So that just furthers my point that, again, mid is a necessary evil of this map for both sides. Regardless of the side, mid has to be in control if you want success. Now, throwing 4 bodies at it and all dying, that is not actually statistically valuable.
Well, a timeout nonetheless. First one of the half of the timeout. Excuse me, the only one of the half of the timeout. Allows a bit of breath to be taken. It started out great. Luchov was there, got 2 opening kills. Tenzi holding the angle. Just a needless push through the smoke.
Just stacks the bodies. I don't know. I'm a little upset with that call.
It matters not. It's time to get back. That's only the first round of overtime. And push through once more. Spade. Good spray, even though blind. HUASOPEEK is there to trade, is there to fall off afterwards. Play it safe. Mid control for nobody is better than mid control for your opponent. HUASOPEEK, one of the best parts about his game is his mobility, his willingness to go anywhere on the map and find impact no matter where he does go. A little bit more of a quieter game from him than his standards, but still impactful nonetheless.
Slow and grindy is currently what we're seeing. A 2-2 split for the T side. with only 50 seconds left on the clock, they're gambling to pull off a little bit of a rotate with the utility and some shots. But Magic standing firm currently. Maybe as time starts to tick away, they think otherwise. We see a little shift. Maybe they go for information play, and maybe they play right into the hands of 9Z. But right now, they're playing it correctly. Now that flash, that molly is going to be kind of the telltale sign that with the amount of time left, here comes the hit, and it's going to be quick.
20 seconds, Tenzi swings in, a beautiful spray down. That's 2 collected for him. Doesn't even really need the help of AW at that point.
So easy.
Tenzi single-handedly destroys 9Z that round. Puts himself straight into the conversation of MVP of the map for sure.
I mean, him and AW, what is that?
Him and AW are the driving factor.
56 kills combined, something like that. It's insane. Just off these 2 players alone.
55.
Quick maths.
Last round of the half of the first of potentially who knows how many overtimes. But for Magic's sake, hopefully the last overtime.
You have faith that 9Z can push this forward? At least take a round? Or is 10Z just too much of a brick wall?
To work with, but it's individually a bit underwhelming of a 9Z game.
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, I'm inclined to agree.
And they're going to go for their delay through mid once more. Wait the round out. Wait for any sort of looming pressure that may want to be taken by Magic. But Magic doesn't budge. Magic has no need to budge. They have the ball completely in their court. AW smoked out, so not going to be able to help out. It's Fade 8 if they do choose to push in. Question of will DGT clear it? He's thinking about it.
No, not the close.
Oh, the swing doesn't work out in his favor. The AK better with the headshot. And Max, a timing on the rotations. 9Z has played this to perfection. And even Moon, aware of the location, unable to fire a shot with his op. Oswald forced to push forward because of the pressure behind him. As he creeps around, it's going to be too much. There's no way that he can get it done, HUASOPEEK. A clean shot to the head. 9Z do find a round in the first half.
It's amazing what happens when you don't go through mid and keep banging your head onto the same wall over and over again, but that wall has a name, and it's Tenzi. He stopped them firmly, and then the one time they didn't aggressively try and force a fight in mid, it works. I just wish it would have come a little bit earlier, and you've learned that lesson before you even hit overtime, exactly how dominant Tenzi has been in mid.
Well, now it's a switch to the T side, the side that AW had the most impact for his team for sure. Question is, will it be repeated or will Tenzi continue to dominate?
Jeez.
3 in through mid, immediately through the round.
Just doesn't matter, I guess.
9Z, no chance. No chance to even get set in their positioning.
I'm a believer, Donnie. Not only in Magic, but specifically Tenzi and AW. These 2 guys have done nothing but impress me. 60 combined kills currently with potentially more here. Arna and Luchov last alive to maybe get themselves up to a nice little even mark of 14-14, but things are looking bleak, but the bright lights are starting to shine through those dark clouds at least a little bit.
And there is low HP on 2 of the players for Magic. 9Z, fair play to him. Have a fighting chance still. Especially with a player like Luchov looming around on the site. Inquisitive into mid. Where's the Tenzi op that will have to be dealt with? Tenzi not looking the right angle. Luchov gets one for free, traded back by AW, a missed shot by Mayern. We've seen him miss shots from this angle so many times, tries to double up, but not at all effective. In all honesty, I would love to see the statistics of how many shots Mayern has missed on that A main push. He is,
I think he might have hit one.
no disrespect to him, has completely faltered trying to stop that A main push almost every single time that it's come to him. And then it puts him in that situation where instead of being able to find one and fall back, you have to aggress further or completely concede. And a lot of the times, there's no use in completely falling back. Magic, a chance to close it out. Magic, a chance to take their map away.
Magic slow things down with that mid aggression, instead diverting themselves up towards that A main. HUASOPEEK gonna drop off a molly, delay maybe a little bit while Luchov finds a kill towards Fade 8, getting an early man advantage, but maybe diverting the eyes of the CTs elsewhere while they play a little bit of trickery, walk their way out of A main maybe, but it is gonna be a smoke and flash to again slow this T side, ever encroaching, in Moon with a missed shot as well, now giving up what potential position he may have had.
And this leaves Magic in a very weird situation now. Bomb station by itself outside of A. Meanwhile, the two teammates on the T side wait for the mid smoke to fade. "35 seconds. Molotov into mid. Does make Mayern reposition, look towards that mid angle. That's just going to be a fake. That's exactly what they want. They want a distraction into mid. So when the push through main comes in, it's a bit easier. HUASOPEEK brought down low. That's great. A great shot from AW once more. Mayern flashed off. Has to try to fall. Good for one, but AW is only able to connect with one himself as well. Tenzi, so many big plays this game, but there's no way that was going to be able to get done. Players on both sides of him. Two from behind. It only took one shot to kill. And potentially still one shot to kill 9Z, but there is a chance to continue to go forward into a second overtime.
And with all that momentum, all that talking, all that hyping up of what Magic has bringing to the table, they're still only up a single round. 9Z are never really out of it because obviously we're in overtime. The gap's never too far and too out of reach, but time is limited. About 1:40 for them to have to hold off for one more round to bring it to OT2 or just map 2.
Once again, we see Fade 8 on a satellite lurk as the hit's already coming in through A. TGT traded out. HUASOPEEK stops the flow of the T's. And a Molotov in towards CT. Fade 8 useless outside B. And surely this is 9Z just signing the certificate over into a second overtime. Although if you're going to have any players out right now, AW definitely one that you want still be alive and kicking. A minute left. Plenty of time. Try to make this flow through, but Max ready for AW. It leaves it just to Moon. The young player. The opera from Kazakhstan. Can put the seal on the map. Or he'll just be the reason that it goes to a second overtime. Further he pushes, Max looms and waits. Quick scope not going to be able to land. And that causes the rotation from HUASOPEEK back into Donut. He's just going to wait for the bomb to be planted. That's a very nice shot. It makes it a little bit more interesting. Taps the bomb. HUASOPEEK not peeking. Trades out for the M4. He's going to plant. He spots HUASOPEEK. No way he gets that kill. And now with 9 seconds left. Luchov so close. Luchov biding his time, waiting. 12 HP. There's no way Moon is able to land a shot. And that is Luchov confirming a second batch of overtime. But not to the dismay of any heartbeats for anyone watching this. And not to the dismay of any credit, any effort Moon put into that.
That was a lot closer than I was gambling it to be, that is for sure. Moon putting up an admirable performance here, making it close, but still we are back into overtime number 2. 15-15 we go. At least one more time. At this rate, it does seem like things are coming to a head, and surely this will be the final and last overtime.
An immediate timeout taken. I don't like those jinxing words you just put on the matchup, but
You're right, I did, didn't I? Uh-oh.
only one way to find out. I will say credit to everyone in the matchup. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Credit to almost everyone in the matchup. As the stakes continue to get higher in map 1, it does seem that everyone online individually has came to play. The only two that are still lacking, Max and Masval. I mean, that's a key opener to this matchup. You know, if one of those two players can find some form within this second overtime, surely you have to think that just immediately puts the advantage in that team's favor.
I mean, Masval, we're 30 rounds in, 8 kills. That is just kind of crippling your teammate.
Oh!
AW with just a shot over top of the molly. HUASOPEEK trying to answer one back, but comes up a little short, does some good damage, but can't quite succeed. Sight now in a full retake. Moon with a good shot, and that's exactly what you need out of your Opper. Time to activate, and if it's not now, it'll most likely be never here in this map.
The strat book definitely starting to run thin, as just a straight rush onto the B-bomb site is what catches 9Z off guard. Great delay utility as well out for Magic.
Oh, I like it.
8 pushes through the smoke. And is absolutely clinical to catch Luchov on that attempt to save. And Moon still holding. Max close by. Gets his head ripped apart. A very solid round for Magic. Very good on them denying any saves as well.
But this always feels like how it starts, right, Donnie? The first 2 rounds go the way of Magic in like awesome, fantastical fashion, and then it's just a sheer cliff. They fall right off. Everyone in tow. They all go all at once, and then we're tied back up again. And this happened before overtime. Overtime 1. Now we're in overtime 2. Surely this trend can't keep happening.
You just trying to jinx it at this point? Like,
No, not really.
once again, outside B. Main point of contention. Magic not even really interested in mid through this go-around of their attacking side. Moon boosted up, spots no one at first, and now a flash comes in for Spade 8 to clear towards Jaguar. Just a quick peek. Redirects his focus into mid. Red Room player spotted out, but no damage either way, and Luchov still lying wait close by. Spade 8, although had the advantage in the peak, not able to land any bullets. This makes us look towards the other side of the map, the A bomb site, where HUASOPEEK has them lined up and sprays them down. A stack of dominoes completely mowed down.
Wow.
16-16, 9Z answered back just as strong as Magic were able to start.
16 total points of damage spread across 2 whole players there for the CT side, a very wildly ineffective T side. It does seem like that strat book for Magic has run literally dry. A rush up B to a rush up A. Let me guess. We're going mid.
Have to wait and see. Well, Moon at least wants to get a peek in it. Blows the smoke. No one crosses over. So the op ineffective in the early days of this round. But now mid wants to get a bit more pressure onto it. BGT, fantastic game for him so far. Leading his team 25-24. Marin, close by, not able to hit the quick shot. That allows Spade 8 to fall back. Keep the pressure there. Distract him while you pincer elsewhere. And HUASOPEEK, how many times can he single-handedly hold this A bomb site? How many times can he get away with a multi-kill? As DGT rotates in, at least the position's known for the T's, but no kills at all. 9Z stalled out. 9Z, no chance.
Oh, what?
Spade 8, no chance. Oh, the shots miss. A window of opportunity. A window into the bomb site. AW catches Luchov off. Now Max and Aaron. Op trained on Moon. Spots a shadow. Good for the shot. And that leaves just Aaron. Sure, a good game so far, but no way able to land these shots at such close range. It's Magic once again to have the round advantage in the first half of overtime.
Man advantage, round advantage. Magic have had multiple advantages in multiple scenarios where they can close this one out, but they have yet to do it. 9Z will not die. They will not go quietly. Again, this is just map 1 of a grand scheme of 3 potentially here, and we're already off to an absolute banger of a map 1.
And the best part is still Counter-Strike to go after this series.
Yeah.
But we still got to focus on this one first because Spade 8 opens up in mid. HUASOPEEK has caught a way through. Great damage. Nade might be able to finish off. Spade 8 barely. Avoiding going down to it. Smoke in towards CT. We'll keep Magic curious. But 9Z retreat. 9Z falls straight back from whence they came. Station themselves into A main. Where a setup for Magic is perfectly trained to take each of these players down. Moon aggresses. Risky play. His op traded over. His Fade 8, the low HP player. More than aware of the player's positions, but when will they strike? So Peak boosts up. He spots ahead, tries to spray, eventually able to land it. And now it's just a matter of time. Moon, the Molotov forces him out. Heads up for 9Z to wait for that. And 10Z, so many big moments this game. Why not one more? Sits in the back of sight, Molotov pushes him out, not able to fall back. A 3-on-3. Once again, low HP for the op of S-Fade. But as he falls, AW has to push up. Not able to come up with anything, in Mosball comes painfully short. As once again, we're tied up. Once again, we look forward towards the prospect of another overtime, but still 2 rounds left to play. Ops out for both of these teams. Concise hit from 9Z.
It was, but also a little bit of a weak hold from Magic.
Yeah.
Saw a little bit of a fumble there and maybe a transitional play back towards maybe mid, getting called off at such a good timing there. If you're a 9Z fan anyways, but mid, Moon, coming back down again.
If Moon didn't trade his op off to Spade 8, who had the low HP, I think it's also a different story at that point.
Most likely, but now instead we're met with a 17-17 scoreline with a minute 20 on the clock. It's all quiet on the Western front over here. It's AW backpedaling. Looks to gather up with his teammate on B as we're playing a very, very retakeable A, while B and mid seem to be the points of concern.
Pressure into the B caves. AW has been absolutely insane on this part of the map with the CT side. Seems like every time it's pushed, at minimum 2 kills out from him. Oswald just jump spotting. 30 seconds left. The hit to come in. How will they handle the pressure? They see utility coming in. Rain's over. 20 seconds for the hit. Have to push up the ramp. Still delayed for a moment. Oswald can wait here. Will he get cleared out? A flash comes in, not swung on it. Oswald, good for 1. Spade 8 also connects. Eventually trades come through. Moon, close range shot. It leaves just Luchov, who swarmed out And that's another map point in favor of Magic. The map of back and forth.
Quite literally, yes. And it has been back and forth indeed. Magic nearly fumbling that round with a reposition over towards that A site, but thankfully we had a nice strong hold over the last two remaining players there, and then a good crossfire setup, a good trade capabilities overall. It's again, can they replicate success? Can they just string one more round here? It's all they need to go to map 2. There's still at least Dust2 on the board. Hell, there might even be Inferno.
Prospect that for right now still feels unreal because the battle of the Titans continue on Ancient. 9Z once again relying on this passive mid setup. Magic no better than to fall for this. They haven't fallen for it once. No need to force the issue. No need to force the pressure. Smoke goes down. Blocks out the caves once more.
This might be pretty explosive round as nades come flying in, no pun intended, because it does seem like all 5 players for 9Z are just centralized on this B site. 35 seconds left. They can still fall off and attempt to retake in for a mid over towards A, but I don't think we're going to see much of a donut action right now. This op trained on, probably looking for this jump spot. One more. It does get spotted, but a little bit too late. No reactionary calls just yet. Good flash over top. Spots out one, and somehow all shots go wide. HUASOPEEK finds himself one. AW comes up big, finds a double 10 from behind, making another one for him. It's down to just HUASOPEEK to try and give themselves a little bit of a lifeline here. He's going to get this bomb down, but can he do it? Fade 8 takes the fight. He looks for one. The Molly going to force him into the open. Does some good chip damage. Tries to avoid the headshot. Tapping away. And here we go in there. It is Moon closing it out.
Magic, after a grueling fight, after 2 full overtimes, do find themselves able to stamp their mark of victory on Ancient. And that's got to be some confidence rolling into map 2.
Confidence for sure, Donnie.
This is the map where you're going to need to be firing as best as you possibly can as an opper. And you know what? The collective firepower from 9Z, I think, can put them ahead in this map.
Sure. If. It's all if. And, I mean, that is not necessarily even a big ask because the ops are the big guns on this map.
Big green.
They're big green because when you win, you get monies, and everyone needs monies.
That's, oh, okay. I like that justification for it.
Yes.
Not because it's expensive.
Well, you need green also to afford another op. And Dust2 is a viable, a very viable, very optional double op map. So if and when, hopefully, we see these ops start kicking around, Moon obviously can go to the wayside because he's already done what he's needed to do on map 1. He just needs to keep at it on map.
Magic to elect to start on the CT side as the map pick of 9Z is Dust2. And to reiterate what our good friend Darth Mike said during the death segment, if map 1's anything to go off of, surely this will be a good map too. Tenzi, a good idea for the flank, but Mac's ready for it. That forces AW to fall back as well. Biding their time. Surely Oswald to get tested soon. Oh, but he gets curious too early. He's not waiting for the peak. Instead, he's going for the peak himself. Makes his way back into CT. But Moon, unfortunately, loses his life for the effort.
Oh.
Speed! No! Perfect timing! The precision wasn't there. And now AW, sure, you had an amazing game last time, but I don't think that a pistol round ace is necessarily something that's expected of you.
That one hurt. That one hurt. And now in a 1-on-4. AW has to have a masterclass performance, but he's already being flanked by none other than Max, and a shot to the back of the head is inevitable, and there it is. All from a little bit of missed shots, and there, here the vocals already coming out there. But just these missed shots early on kind of simple players that were just standing still for the most part. Hopefully that just goes away. Again, they look pleased with themselves at the start, but this is kind of how we've seen Map 1 start. It's just, again, the capitalization of success. Will it be replicated?
No, Spade ain't about to lose his life. Not ready for the push from Palm Tree. Able to fall back through the smoke, surprisingly. Keep the scout in play for the time being. Besides that scout, it's all USPs. All USPs that, for the most part, want to be stationed over towards A. There is Mosvolt, who is over in B. And, you know, what's the big necessity out of 9Z in this map? Is it just the consistency to stay there between all the players? Is it a hot start early on?
I think it really comes down to making sure you don't fall into the same mistakes you did, trying to perform the same tasks over and over again, and getting that same result. Just pure insanity to the literal definition. Adjust beforehand, call timeout if it's not working, gather yourself, change your strat. Don't be afraid to call off a hit if it's not working.
Well, the hit's coming in now. Max spraying away. AW. Shades of what S8 was able to do last time. And at least that's a kill to be connected. Besides that, 9Z shouldn't be any struggles at all in this round. Surely Oswald isn't able to do much from the backside. Good damage on a Max, but it does leave it down to just Spade 8. He's going to save that scout, brother.
Because that's most likely... Oh, no. It is the only weapon currently. And next round, it should be a buy, so this scout should be just fine. He's going to let them cross, but... DGT. You sneaky man. He's already set up for this exact play, and he takes that scout away. And now we're going to see a little bit of an awkward buy here from mainly Spade 8. He's probably going to go Deagle, or nope, straight to the MP9. You know what? He's debating. He got thrown in. Okay, he got the M4, and he throws the MP7 over to his teammates.
A clean round from 9Z. Clean start from 9Z as well. No pressure into long early on. Instead, it's all focused towards mid once more. Flash in early. Tenzi blinded. 9Z only going in for a bit of a poke and prod. That's smoking a CT. Utility. Busted over Cat. Great way for 9Z to take the space early on.
Oh, nade. Oh, Max just avoiding the full force of that one. Still getting tagged to 72 while follow-up? Nothing. 9Z looked pretty determined at first about this A hit, but now a little bit of an about face to reevaluate, and maybe this is the adjustment I asked for early on. Don't be afraid to call it off if it doesn't feel good, if it's not feeling right. And here we go. Maybe an adjustment on over towards B. Smoke off for the cross. They're going to put 4 players through the double doors with just that single lurk through B main of DGT. Maybe trying to activate once the eyes of the remaining site players are drawn elsewhere.
Well, Tenzi at least able to stop the push in from tunnels, and now they have to worry about that mid to B split. Oswald, MP7 doing great work. 2 kills, get that money, my friend. And Mayer, not even a chance to strike back as shot through the wall. Eliminate him from the round. Magic doing good to strike back on the gun round. And the money actually isn't great for the side of 9Z. Thought there'd be a little bit more in the bank to work with. But just a very, very solid hold on that B bomb site. No one making any headway from either direction.
Thankfully enough, Moon dropping that MP7 over to Mosval. Putting it to good work, getting the value out of it. Hell, even allowed to upgrade to an AK afterwards. Scavenged from his kills. A double for him to start it off, and now Max looking to start it off by gaining that nice little cat control, which we have seen Magic aren't willing to necessarily fight tooth and nail for mid. They'll just kind of passively hold it and maybe retake it if necessary.
I know on Dust2, so hard for CTs to fully commit a force to be stationed in mid. Nade not hitting the target. And pushing to mid. That's all loud. Not aware where Luchov is until the Galil fires a few rounds. Allowing for Spade 8 to push through. And the timing couldn't be better for this. The probability of the B bomb site getting hit, it's higher and higher as each second ticks. Lined up in the halls. Mosval, you hear it. First spray, good. Tenzi, back sight to back him up. It's all easy. It all falls to the wayside. AW just missing the timing on the player in mid, but it doesn't matter because it's a Magic round secured once more for sure. They're actually getting pincered here. Has to be careful fighting against the scout. But take everything away you can. Leave them no room to breathe. And get the scout out would be great, but not worth the gunfight in the end. It's 2-2.
A little more confident, a little more decisive with their movements. Magic replicating what we saw on map 1 with quite literally the same players. Mosval, thankfully, doing significantly better. He's kind of matching that pace that AW and Tenzi are throwing out and doing it marginally better at 4 and 2, while, you know, Spade 8 and Moon 0 kills still.
Only round 5.
It is. Still early days and still plenty of CS left to be played. Hell, maybe even a whole nother map. We don't know yet. That's why we're here on Dust2. And right now, it is going to be just that Scout and AK thrown into this round, surrounded by Glocks.
We'll have to see if the Glocks are able to help out at all with the saved over rifles. Fires the AK, but a smoke blocks them off. They fall back. They redirect. They decide Cat's not for them. It's Fade 8. I mean, an incredible play of flash in. Doesn't want to push any further. Probably for the better. But now, once again, this B defense of Mosval and Tenzi will be tested momentarily. Molotov in his hand. He peeks around. Times it with the countdown clock. And it's just going to be a full swinging from all these T players. And absolutely ripped apart. Max is able to find one, and the scout also good, but still absolutely stalled out. 9Z, again, no headway into the B-bomb side at all.
That's 3 rounds of success out of this Magic squad, all coming off the B hit, which now, again, this brings up my point from 9Z. You've done a strat 3 times with no success. Surely they're going to change it up, whether it's a pace change, a positionary change, or just a full-on sight change. Something else needs to happen. B hasn't been working. They've been pretty lights out. Granted, it's a little bit different if you can get that pick on the cross on Moon, but he does only get tagged by the scout, not completely taken out.
As he blows open the smoke, no one there. On the other side as well. 9Z a bit slower pace this time around. Got him here and still looking to do some damage. Almost a rinse and repeat setup of the previous few. Molotov and a cat take the space. Counter utility. Won't hit the target, as 9Z already gave up cat. Smoke off ensures that no hit to come through. You have to be focused on this mid to B once more.
Well, it does seem like it will be back to be from the lineups of these smokes. A molly to maybe force Spade 8 out, but instead he's going to relax in the smoke, take his time, contemplate when to jump in, and he does. He times it well, but only to find one. Max with a quick trade on that Max 7. Tenzi posts up underneath, he gets taken out, but it's Mazov on the back site to again come up with only one AW, and Moon last alive, now on a very, very hard site to retake, and AW just misses the timing of the retreating DGT.
If the timing was caught there, maybe there's a world where you could try to go for it. I mean, it's hard to justify because Moon has the op, but considering you're down a player and it's the B bomb side on Dust2, the expected call comes out, the save. As you mentioned before, DGT in a great spot. Catch Moon out. That's exactly what will happen. That means AW be the only player to survive this round for the side of Magic as the score gets tied up once more. And we are already halfway through the first half.
Oh, I'm going to say it. That op of Moon, silent. Not really much damage to be found. A little bit quiet, but surprisingly enough, same can be said.
About this tech pause.
Yeah, 9Z. Op is silent on that side as well, surprisingly enough.
Hey, you know what? If the op is silent on both sides, then cancel each other out.
It does. It becomes more of a 4-on-4 game.
It's like a positive and a negative. It just doesn't exist anymore. Of the same number.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It all equates to 0, which is exactly what they both have. And just like that exact thing, you have some pretty decent numbers being thrown out there. Tenzi 6-3, while then you switched over at Max 6-2, DGT 5-3, Mosville 5-4. It's the scoreboard looks exactly like what the score would be like if two teams were so close in kills and deaths that it's 3-3. I know that may come as a surprise, but this was the exact same scoreline on Ancient that we saw until 9Z started to run away with it early in that first half.
Well, it does alert the tech pause. It's about to end in a moment. Yes, it will. Keep the players talking. That means it's all fine. And now a normal timeout, a tactical timeout, comes out for the side of 9Z. Allows Bit to talk just a little bit to his players. A leader of men attitude out of him. And he looks to lead his team back into a series that means qualification for playoffs. A round of 16 at EWC 26. $2 million is the prize pool for CS2. $75 million collectively through all esports. A pretty penny no matter who you are.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And only the people who earn it can get it. Everything is earned, just as this round 7. We'll find out who earns it. First time long aggression has come out for the T side. Although the op flashback means that nothing to prevail of it.
Well, it does seem like A is going to be null and void again. This is 6, maybe 7 B hits now. Malzwald coming up on the first kill. DGT out of it, playing around the smoke, but does get traded. Tenzi
needs to stay alive.
Just has to buy time for this long rotate to come in, but we do see a kind of a cutoff on the rotate from Max, but he needs to, at the same time, simultaneously help support his team as they try and force their way on towards site. It is Myron eventually to get this kill. Spade 8 aware, but doesn't fully clear that deep angle. Max is going to stick around just a little bit longer here.
As Max does swing. Information given to Fade 8. EW in the tons. Trying to distract himself to peek into Max, but all the effort, no matter where it is, Magic do not come up at all. A very back and forth game. 2 in a row for 9Z, 3 in a row for Magic, and now again 2 in a row for 9Z. But this time might end a little bit differently because if you look at the buy on the side of the CTs, it is a bit torn.
Did win fairly recently with a buy resembling this. Shot from Moon comes up with nothing.
Oh.
Tenzi, though, pushes down through lower and takes the fight towards Palm Tree. Comes up. The scout swinging out, tags up Max. Eventually does get the kill. And Myron last alive, 1 on 3. He's going to need the 4K to come out. And again, it's the big guns of Tenzi to come out when you need it.
Absolutely disgusting with the way he was able to flick his crosshair around. And it leaves it just down. Myron. He gets shot straight in the back. That's all she wrote on round 8. Magic pull a little trick out once more. I would love to see a replay of that Tenzi play.
I think we're going to see it.
Asking you shall receive, I suppose. 1, 2, low ammo on the head of the third. Moon's able to swing in through the molly.
He's just such a young, talented player. He brings... I don't know. I'm some sort of magic per se to the server because he's everything Magic themselves need right now.
Who needs experience? And you have skill and intuition.
Well, it's Tech 9 on Max, contemplating on what him and his team will do. Surely, again, this scenario looks very familiar to we're going to go A, but then eventually go B, and here we see them make that shift in movement once more. And Magic themselves haven't really adapted to what 9Z have been throwing at them. It's been B hits, it's B hits, and maybe another B hit, unless Moswell can find something, and he finds absolutely nothing but his own demise. A nade in deep for tons, comes up empty. Moon missing the outshot, the follow-up's gone because HUASOPEEK gets the kill, and now it's going to be a 3-on-5. A W. It will be. It certainly will be.
Has to be. You're not going for this retake. B-bomb site, far too difficult. Especially when you have no real entry point at any level. 9Z, although their money's weak, looking out for blood at least a little bit. Doesn't seem like they'll hunt much further than they already have. And a very real possibility that we see a similar outcome than we saw to the first map. Again, last time these two teams played, it was a 13-9 victory on this map for the likes of Magic.
What was map 1's half?
I believe it was 6-6.
Oh, but certainly feeling that way right now.
I mean, this is what we're talking about when we're going to this matchup, right? It's all about how these two teams are fighting for different justification, but still so close in terms of what they can bring to the table. Magic, just rough around the edges. That's the real difference. 9Z has had success internationally. They've qualified for playoffs at majors. Magic, none of these players have really even sniffed that yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're, again, a young guns team, and the potential for this squad is... I can't even begin to put a number equation to this. Surprisingly, you know what? I'm just coming to notice this. Double op on T side.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah.
It's risky, but it's a very good play to catch your opponent off guard, you know?
I mean, it caught me off guard. I'm sure it'll catch them off guard. That's impressive. Normally, it's the CT side with the double op, but instead, it's actually the CT side with no ops. And they are up their way towards Xbox, making their way methodically up Cat. And maybe, just maybe, ooh, this nade's gonna hurt. It will. It's gonna take HUASOPEEK down to 63. The follow-up, make it 36.
Good damage for the util. Fortunately for HUASOPEEK, entirely directed towards his location. Oh, Fade 8 pushes this. This is gonna end badly for him somehow. Still able to come up with one. The anti-flash player trades a Molotov that misses. It makes the push awkward. And there's 30 seconds. Axel Train looking for the rotates. The bomb wants to march in. The bomb has to march in. 20 seconds. Moon's there. And also Tenzi playing from Goose. The timing of Max's op just missed. Moon gets too aggressive, and now Tenzi, although Flash still able to connect with a spray, can he delay anymore? He can't. And that's going to be the bomb going down. But an actual opportunity for a retake this time around. AW already pushing his way up long. Needs somehow from Oswald to be able to make some sort of impact. The Flash honestly does enough. He spots ahead of the Opper, can't land a bullet. And Oswald forced to save, forced to fall back. No money in the account. Famas in armor. That's the best you're going to be able to get into the next round. 9Z secure that 6th. And credit to them, the rounds that they've won have looked quite heavy-handed.
I'm going to be honest with you. That round was Moon's fault. Moon shouldn't have... I mean, I can get it trying to maybe take a little bit of peeks, play for some sort of information going in before that hit really comes in, but you have all the time in the world. That was your goal, was to play for time. There was 10 seconds left when he decided he wanted to peek over. You know the hit's going to come towards you. You know it's not B because you have a player in mid who audibly is hearing everything. If he just waited and played off Tenzi, even if it took an extra second, all that second was needed. They planned it with 5 seconds left.
The Deagles try to set a blaze in mid. That one's there. Does it feel any of the burn? A split half looks less and less likely. Just these pistols. They're combating a 9Z that's fully kitted out. Just to the 9s.
Does seem like B is going to be, again, good flash in through mid. The USPs find nothing but damage. Max down to 12. Iron finds the op kill, and it's down to Tenzi and Spade 8. Last lives, Spade. Deagle does get spotted by the op in the worst case scenario. Tenzi finds an AK out of this, so maybe the gamble's not all awful. Maybe there is still some weapons at the end of this tunnel, and there is actually. It's now DGT gifting over 1-4 Spade 8 and call it a day. I guess there was some reason behind all that.
Oh, if someone's holding the angle, I want to try to catch him off. Luckily for them, no one was. It would have been a little bit awkward, but once again, the round comes to a conclusion with the bomb exploding. And we look forward to one more round within this half.
Terrorists win.
One more round.
At least a different scoreline in the way of the half. Maybe still, Magic obviously can make this one. I mean, even if this is an 8-4, that's still doable, but obviously 7-5 would be the best case scenario if you're on this CT side, and it will end with an opless Moon.
Long not being the focus of 9Z once this half. a very interesting approach to how they want to play their T side. I mean, it's all anchored on mid, which is very typical. But only a single time the op firing a shot towards long, and then the rest, a ghost town.
And I mean,
interesting.
Magic haven't moved that. They've played the same routes every time too.
Minute left on the clock. Into be smoke being lined up.
Seems like the same hit again, Donnie. Over and over and over again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's not. Well, at least for 9Z, it's not broken because it seems like they're poised and ready to find an aid. Spade 8 might be caught with the nade in hand, but actually takes to swing, finds 2 quick kills. They're going to double back, fade away into that CT side. Smoke, survive a little bit longer. It's Tenzi, goes for the high ground. Tries to work an angle over top of that smoke, and that was a sloppy spray, but it got there at the very least. Malzwolf finds, actually, sorry, it's Spade 8 to find it, and Tenzi to close it out. And Spade 8 doubling his kills in a single round off maybe a little bit of an awkward play there.
It don't matter. A 4K is a 4K, man.
It is.
And that secures them a 5th. That means no real difference between the scoreline of these two teams. But now we get to see how Magic want to work this T side. Unable to stop the real pressure in 9Z a majority of the rounds. And again, this is do or die for both these teams. One team goes on to next week. Week 2 playoffs, round of 16. The other, unfortunately, their key will be crushed.
All going to come down to this pistol early on here for Magic. You can take this one, the follow-up. You got yourself a nice little tied scoreline that they could quite easily work with before they have 9Z getting themselves potentially rifles or ops. And, well, op might be a key piece here as Tenzi just tries to jump the corner, but Moon finds himself a quick double with the Glock, maybe a triple as it almost comes and runs out of ammo. AW finds one, Malzwolf finds the other, and it's Uchov last up here with just one man left for 9Z.
1 man, 2 pistols, however. Maybe the dual Berettas can do something funny here. First kill, that's already confirmed. A long-range fight a bit more difficult to try to deal with, but won't even have to worry about that as AW eliminates him from the round. And with the pistol round set up for a tied game. Very good take over from Cat. Player uncontested at long, just able to make sure that space is free. Very, very good. A buy-in from the CT side. Scout MP9s, 2 pistols.
It's always a dangerous buy to have to contest with. Those apparently the utility, maxing tag down to 87. Smoke to follow up, but this really isn't going to amount to much other than a retreating Magic as they're going to backpedal, maybe group up, and maybe do the opposite of what we've seen 9Z do every round. Go A, maybe long. Again, no one's towards long. Everyone just hates going A now, which is fair. Not a big fan of it either.
Oh, they're going to have free real estate over here. Flash in. They're not going to be quiet about it. HUASOPEEK should know at least the possibility of presence here. He going for a mid-clear while all this is going on. This is perfect. The CT force is going to be here for when the hit comes in. That is now block smoke. Prevent the cross for a moment. Also one on the site, spray through the smoke. Max is 5'7", gets put to good work. And absolute chaos as Magic still need to try to get on the bomb site. Max has slipped the defensive line. Moon trades back, but bomb's still not planted. No one else on the site. That's 9Z stealing one, robbery in broad daylight.
That's a rough one. All off some, again, just real good utility to slow that walking push, that encroaching T-side tide up ramp. A single smoke divides them, makes them think anything better. You get yourself a nice angle to work with from Elevator and just Goose in general. And they made it work, and it looked really good, mitigating all the losses. And 9Z, with the investment of a scout and some pistols, has now won themselves around, and they're back to a 2-round lead.
Another technical pause. As we look towards the performance of the players so far, Tenzi not losing a single step, 14-7. AW, on the other hand, a bit more struggles on this map than the previous, 5-6. On the side of 9Z, Max leading the way, 12-7. Luchov not too far behind, 8-7. And I dip down from there. And this was kind of the worry, you know, if Tenzi and AW both didn't perform to that spectacular level, it was an unknown about how the series would go. Obviously, it's still a close series.
Ten still is having an immaculate performance.
Yeah, it favors 9Z, especially after the bonus round denial.
Right now, it does seem like Denzi top in the server, followed closely by Max, 12 kills. The rest of the team for both sides, fairly lackluster in the way of supporting these guys. Each player having that standout outlier, for the most part, that's being matched fairly closely. But somehow 9Z just squeaking out this 2-round lead is feeling a lot heavier on the shoulders of Magic than it should be.
Marin's got his headset back on, so hopefully not too long before we get back into the action. Be all fine and well. And again, if this does go to a third map, the third map would be Inferno, which is a lot scarier for the side of Magic than it would be for 9Z. Magic, not a team that tends to try to veer in that direction too often. Meanwhile, 9Z, quite experienced on that. 10 maps in the last 3 months, so take that as you will. We still got Dust2 to settle. And maybe we won't even have to worry about a third on Inferno.
Maybe not, but if this economy for Magic will be broken, obviously the most they have is $100 on Fate 8. Collectively, the team has $250, so not much left in the bank to make progress if this round doesn't go their way. And, you know, obviously getting that bomb down would be nice.
Would be very nice. And maybe a chance through an explosive play. That does seem what they're trying to set up towards Cat. Smoke about a fade. Still plenty of delay utility. $50 seconds on the clock.
Well, this nade might hurt.
This nade's definitely going to hurt if it gets thrown.
Yep.
Smoke down low. A lot less damage than maybe thought. The double up doesn't feel too good either. Because he drops down and now the hit comes in. Moon. That's a good way to open up. But you got 2 players to contest for that long.
This is going to be planned for Cat, and HUASOPEEK takes out Tenzi, and come down to a 4-on-4. Moon and AW, key players beforehand, down low. Fade 8 out. Iron next to find one of his own, and Oswald towards mid, and I think this might be all she wrote here for this round, and it is 4 alive somehow for 9Z with a no loss retake. That's now into a 3-round lead.
Let's see how that bomb plant, though. Something to be happy about going into the next. Although no matter how happy you are, it doesn't stop the fact that you're still very, very poor.
Yeah. Yep, and it does seem like time's starting to run out to gather money because 9Z are kind of in line to hit double digits here, unless these Deagles can really do something magnificent. But one already gets the lead. It's Fade 8 out of the round as well, and it's 2 bodies out in the first 15 seconds, and maybe the hopes and the prayers that we had to this maybe being around that Magic can find have dwindled away to just Moon.
Just Moon and his trusty Deagle. Let's see what you got. Nothing. All right. 10-6. Double digits secured for the South American side. And now a bye back from Magic. A very crucial point in this matchup. A very crucial point in this map. All honesty, a very crucial point in this series.
Said earlier that the team relied too much on Tenzi and AW having astronomically amazing performances, and now I think these are the repercussions we're seeing here. Tenzi still having a great game, but AW only being 5-8. Seems like the team still can't really pick up the pieces without them.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that just there's no one else on the team that's able to recover even fractionally compared to the performance that AW was able to put up. Fade at least finds an entry, a very important entry. It's the first time Magic's had a player advantage in quite a long time. Block smoke comes out. With a minute left, still plenty of time for the T's to wiggle their way around the map. But as Tenzi rotates over, you have to assume it's just going to end on A.
Looking like that. Magic kind of taking that opposite route that we saw 9Z take of B, 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 and then B again. Smoke for that cross, now going out. Flash to hold off just a little bit more. He got Iron, finds that first kill, owns Fate. Oswald just not wanting to cross with only a 4-on-4 now, and all the guns focused on that smoke. Max finds one. AW going for the high ground, but that molly going to slow him down enough to where he's not going to peek it. Oh, what a spray coming in. But
no time. He can't die after time. Oh, this would be absolutely detrimental. Does Max swing? He does. Oh.
And Moon gets the trade, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, there's no money on AW now, no. At all.
Yeah.
No money, no weapon. And with 9T's on penultimate point. Crushing.
I mean, you got Tech 9s, a Mac 10, and well, Glass Cannon at that. It's...
Ooh. That's quite a lot of damage on a loot chop. So at least the op that saved over doing good work. But will it be followed up by any of the pistols? Perhaps the SMG of Asphalt. Op caught out, Max falls back. Just a bit of damage to the toes.
This could work. As long as they set up a nice little crossfire in mid, but Fade 8 has just already found himself in a nonsensical position. He's most likely not going to get checked or cleared anytime soon because it's not something you'd expect when you still have a player in mid, and this is their big capitalization here. They can walk their way up Cat, maybe make it silent, maybe throw off a flash or two. They're going to need to because they got Myron. He's holding the cross with that big green.
But it's a redirection back towards B, and Luchov's heard all of this. Doesn't need HP to take out the Opera close fight. Fade 8 at least able to trade. But now you got to deal with Max and DGT. First spray good. Pistol not able to connect. Only one for AW. And only 1 HP on Fade 8. He knew he was a dead man walking. 12-6. 6 map points for 9Z.
One single round is all Magic have gotten on this T side. It has been just a relentless and vengeful 9Z. They want to tell you we should have won map 1. You guys didn't really deserve it. It was all 10Z and all AW. And kind of proven right. Everything has slowed down in huge fashion for this squad since the big dynamic duo have gone fairly silent.
You gotta imagine if the pressure is getting in the heads of Magic. And again, still very young and untested players. Iron's off close, flashed off. That's a great shot from Spade. Tries to spray on a HUASOPEEK, but won't come to fruition. And Luchov, great damage out of Tenzi. Stuck behind the door. Asphalt still able to find impact, and AW's crept his way out B. Minute left, Tenzi goes down in mid. And the door closes on a possibility of a rotation as Max walks up mid. Moon, ready for it. Able to connect with a headshot. Now the potential to go to B is back on. AW can sit outside of CT. Wait for rotations in. But Moon needs to be quick where the cap push comes in. Does get past the door. All should be good, although Oswald going down, not a good sign. At least a better idea of where the CTs are. AW's gonna let them both pass. They should be perfect. 2 executionary shots to the head. And that keeps Magic alive in this series. Pushing it down to 5-round difference. Still so much money on 9Z to try to chop away at. But at least a start.
And it's kind of taken a while to get to this point. There is some money left in this system for this T side. Again, no op for Moon, so no real way to stop Iron, who has been impactful at least once around here. He's gotten these picks, he's gotten some space gain for his squad, which obviously was desperately needed on map 1. Now he's made up for himself. Find one more of that early pick, and that's going to be Fade 8 out of the round and potentially out of the map.
A very good potential behind it. I mean, 9Z has looked far better on Dust2 than their Ancient was able to show. Magic, a T side that looks lost very often through it. Two smokes into mid. A grouping in the tunnels. 3 CTs defending B. Molotov forced the fight earlier than expected. Max not able to capitalize on it, and now Luchov has a lot to do. Moon's able to trade him out as well. Maybe there is a chance. Maybe Magic still has something left to prove. Lurk of AW once more. It's expected this time around. Getting pincered. Also, Peak does clear it, but AW too sharp. Jumps across the doorway. Not able to give up his life through the gap. And that's going to call for the save of 9Z. Although DGT is able to land a nice kill on a Moon, it won't affect the difference that 9Z can't justify going for it.
Money is down, but not out yet. They can at least get this AK and op going. We should see at least something of a defensive buy here, enough to still compete, but they got rounds to play with. Everything's not gone and dusted just yet for this. You know, they're still at the bare minimal overtime. That is an unavoidable outcome, even if every round goes the way of Magic. And Zetley have something to fall back on. But at the rate we're going, I'm just not seeing a world where Magic can really fully get into this. Yeah, we're seeing some nice rounds finally happen, but it feels a little too late. It feels a little undervalued for what it is.
Well, I'll tell you, if they're able to connect with this round, it would be smart of 9Z to go for a save. Potentially, in that theoretical world, that would push them towards 10. And then when it's a 2-round difference, you can't really count either team out. So a lot of it's going to come down to this round. A lot of it's going to come down to breaking the finances of 9Z. And Magic, I mean, the door's open. The door, it's definitely not wide, but there's a crack.
Sure
enough to slip through. It's just a matter of if the young team can capitalize in those type of moments, which only time can tell.
Fade 8 towards Palm. He's looking a little aggressive up, Cat, as has been tradition. Nice nade out towards mid, and Fade 8 takes the brunt of that one, down to 46. The return nade, marginal amounts of damage overall. He's down to 93. DGG wants to chime in as well. He wants some good nade damage. And AW, you can't take more than that. And it's straight to the face.
Yeah, an unfortunate way to start the round for Magic. One more nade on top of it.
Oh.
That takes AW down. That brings Moon down low. Almost 200 utility damage to this round already. And Magic just want to push onto the bomb site now. No use in waiting. Get the plan in. You have an angle to try to hold this retake. You have Cat under control. For now, a jump up. Player CT spotted out. DGT not able to make a difference in this round. And now a retake that split 2-2. 2 in CT, 2 in long. Luchov. He's about jumping up. Are they going to be ready for Moon so close by? That's the question. Flash doesn't affect him. Another shot onto him. It's traded back. But Magic find themselves in a spot to do it. Magic find themselves in a spot to break the economy.
Wow.
Aaron's not allowed to fall back. And at best, a tattered buy coming out for 9Z next up. Magic definitely still in this matchup on Dust2. Signs of life. And even with all that utility damage early on, just smart timing with the execution, a bit of off angles. It was too much for 9Z to try to handle in the retake.
Really impressive there. DGT with 393 points of damage. That's insane, just off utility alone. A lot of it comes off those nades. I mean, we've seen what it does, and it can definitely help kind of propel it all, but maybe falling a little short as of right now, because this is all starting to feel a lot like what we saw on Ancient.
And once again, a hero op comes out. Hero op that could spell doom for Magic. At the same time, could be a wasted investment. They're expecting mid presence. They're expecting a mid push. 8-8, not the time to pull a Molotov out. The Deagle pushes forward. Oh, Op gets shot in the back of the head.
Not like this.
And the bomb's on Spade 8 up top. Has to fall back. Can't give up another gunfight. Mac 10 gets deleted as well. DGT, the power of a Deagle. This Claw 9Z into winning ways in the round. Neither gun recoverable, though. That's the only bright side for Magic. You're still dealing with the op and the pistols. And the pistols should be easy to pick apart. Aaron refocus towards Cat. Audible noise. The flash doesn't hit him. Spade 8 goes down. The nuisance of an op. Tucked away in the smoke. About to fade. Not ready from Oswald. Magic can have a sigh of relief now. But an AK picked up. And 2 players in Cat. Bomb begins to get planted. No utility to stop it. But a slow crawl into the site might be able to do it. Mosvold way too heads up for that. And it leaves just Max able to recover a Mac 10 somewhere within the round. And there's such low HP on both these players. that it could have made a difference potentially, but no, it's still Magic. It's still Magic fighting. 12-10. And Anthony, this is as close can get once more.
Similar scoreboards as well, almost down to the kills across from high to lows. I mean, this is already feeling like overtime potential. We're 2 rounds away from seeing it. And I mean, we take a look at 9Z's buy. It's still solid enough. They got the op, but you see Max down to that MP9. The utility's fine, but there is...
And even with the loss bonus...
No kits.
There's a timeout being called. We can't get ahead of ourselves and assume Magic will win this round, but if they were to, the loss bonus wouldn't be enough to suffice a complete buy. You can either have rifles and armor, you can have SMG utility, no op in play unless one is saved, or of course 9Z win this round. But Magic, I mean, you have to appreciate the resilience of these young players. Still battling back. Even if times seem tough, even if individually you're not playing up to the standards of last map, you're still giving it a fighting chance.
If Magic get on the site with a man advantage and get that bomb down, I think 9Z have saved. There's no kit. There's not even a way that the next buy will be viable. So Magic just need to kind of focus up and do what they do best. Get on towards that site and make it happen. Get that bomb down. Make sure don't forget it either.
Magic think better of challenging the Cat Util. AW has found a window to creep his way up. Magic just need to not overplay their hand here. And there's a double setup towards long. Bomb stationed out there. 12-2 of the teammates. HUASOPEEK. Pucked away in the corner. He's going to play off the angle. Mayern. I mean, this is almost perfection. A flash goes in. HUASOPEEK wants to swing. Mosval catches him out. The up wants to go for the peak. Moon taken down, not able to be traded. Mayern still aggressive. Hits another shot, almost a collab, but DGT's there to back him up. And this may be it. This might be how it ends, at least for this map. TenZ some heroics towards the end, but not enough. 13-10, 9Z snapback on their map, and we're headed to a third.
Grit and determination shown there in the waning moments for Magic, but not quite enough to best 9Z. Strong start to Dust2, and a close that brings us to the decider. It felt like we needed the decider. We needed a little more between these two teams, and so we
through tonight. There's still another game of Counter-Strike after this as well. So everyone watching along, getting treated very well today. And you predicted the most exciting matchup in our group of matches today for the B stream. I don't think anyone can doubt you there unless there's an absolute barn burner on game 3. But for game 2, for map 3, for the final opportunity to move on for 9Z or Magic, it starts here, and it starts in Inferno.
And it will be an Inferno indeed. Trade kills, deaths, utility kills. There's probably going to be a lot of those at the very least. I mean, let's be honest here. It has been the best matchup. A double OT map 1, a 13-10 map 2. Is this one going to be close? Maybe not. Maybe this might be that outlier. Maybe this might be the one that goes the way quickly. But that is yet to be decided. We're on to map 1, or sorry, round 1. Utility up mid, and it is going to be 9Z. Maybe going for a little bit of wrap in towards that A site, splitting themselves up, diverting the attention and the eyes. Whereas TenZ finds the first one. Max to shut him down. It's going to be Moon to find one, and Max again with a trade from the Glock from downtown. He shoots a 3-pointer.
Now AW close by, dual Berettas. Also backed up by Mosval. AW so impactful on Ancient. Can that be found on Inferno? Maybe so, maybe so! 2 headshots collected, and now the one-on-one. Low HP, that's AW back to form. Don't worry about what happened on Dust2, because Inferno is a whole new ballpark.
That's what I expect out of that man right there. I'm going to be honest with you, if there's obviously 2 players you're going to expect this out of, TenZ and AW. AW already starting off pretty strong. Will he keep the progress going? Will he keep this moving forward? It feels like the first half of these matchups thus far across both have been nothing but trades. Is somebody actually going to start off with a dominant performance, a dominant lead, or will it just keep going the way it's been going? Will the pattern keep being the same?
A very real opportunity for the pattern to remain the same. As the force spy comes back out, Mac 10, AK, Tech 9s, and a Galil. We've seen the power of these buys in the second round through this series. Already big damage. Max brought down from a nade. Oswald to collect the assist. Tenzi tries to double up, but instead it's Moon needed to find the second of them. And aggression down Banana means this round is already over. Done and dusted. AW, another dual Beretta kills. A three-piece for him. 2 rounds in a row. 6-0 to start.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous. You do not want to let him get online. You do not want to let him get in the zone. Because you know what? In all honesty, the most impressive performance out of all the individual performances from this tournament so far, I think, belong to the 2 players on Magic. And of course, we know who they are. Tenzi and AW. Absolute beasts.
Can't wait for the end of this BO3 just so I can look at specifically Tenzi's stats.
Yeah.
AW had a okay map too, but Tenzi obviously was the focal point for the squad, even though it was a loss at the end of it. Tenzi, I'm not sure this man can be stopped. I'm hard-pressed to think otherwise. Now with AW starting to hit off strong with a 6-0 start, and now with a hero AK, 19Z, maybe they can get a kill or 2 here. Maybe they can turn this round around, but followed by Glocks with no armor. It's more of hoping for economical damage.
Well, AW spotted 2 on that jump as they all march their way up through mid. Ants in a line, potentially Magic the boost to stop them. The fire definitely will at least stop them for a moment. As Spade is able to move up. Spade, hit by the flash, has to fall back. HUASOPEEK makes the Glock ring out with the AK of Luchov as well. Could spell disaster for Magic. A redirection back onto A. SMG long range. It's hard to try to fight, but AW, the timing for only 1. Such low HP, Max, the Glock, not able to finish the job, and on the site! How did Tenzi get 3?
I don't generally know. I don't know what happened that round. I saw a double dink down in through underpass, and it came up with nothing somehow. That great turnaround. And Donnie, somebody won 3 in a row, I think for the first time at the first 3 rounds. Yes.
At the first time today for us.
Somehow AW only got 1 off that too. He stopped shooting at one player thinking he got the kill to readjust down range a little bit more, and then had to double back to the original person.
Now all that matters is that the kills fall. And there's an op out for Moon. And you know he wants to get aggressive. You know he wants to get into the action.
He needs to. I don't think he has confidence right now.
No, the aggression into B is where it's more important right now. Because that's where 9Z waits. And who else but AW to be the one to hold the line? The smoke fades. A flash goes over. Molotov pushes the T's back. They're lucky not to get stuck in the crossfire of AW. C jumps across, spots 1 on the logs.
Oh, Moon is going to rotate his way over towards that coffin position. Might be not the correct call here. We do see 9Z kind of backpedal a little bit, give way to that banana position in favor of top mid. A little bit of a split here. We got at least Spades and Enzi, of course. He would be on A. And he's back in his comfort position. He's over towards that pit side.
I love this off angle. Won't be tested though. Instead, most of it towards arches. Spade 8, great timing on the swing. Only able to find 1, but that's all that's needed. Just time to delay. Player Pig can't make his way down. And Tenzi repositions. Back towards Big's pit. Spade 8, he'll never stop. And now the only one left is Mayern. Switches out for the AK, but he's got 4 enemies to deal with. 1 on the site, jumping around. It's all distraction for AW to strike him down. Why stop at 3 in a row? Make it 4 in a row.
Donnie, I think we might be wrong.
You know what?
Happily.
I would love to see a Magic squad that comes into this map and immediately quells any doubts that we had. Because at the end of the day, if you're looking at it on paper, if you're looking at it from statistics, Inferno is almost an impossibility for this team. And Inferno is not a map that Magic like. It's a map that they've played and lost to lesser strength opponents than 9Z. And throughout this whole series, Magic has so heavily relied on a superstar duo to carry them through the games.
I think we're really kind of navigating around the point that is really to be made here. If they make top 16, think of the VRS out of this, Donnie. They are going to go up, and hopefully to a position where they can get themselves in that invite area. I mean,
they've netted a decent invite area for the time being. They were a team, of course, invited to EWC. Woohoo!
Yes. No play-ins necessary.
But it means you won't fall out of it. And that is very important.
Securing that position means securing potential income.
It's a lot easier to slip out of it than it is to gain into it. So, either way, it is pistols and an AK once more for 9Z. And it's the entirety of the terrorist force towards the A-bomb site.
Oh, Max in a good position. Does get AW out, but Spades, he gets the trade. And it does slow it down just a little bit. On a 4-on-4, Iron and friends working their way up through mid. And he might get the nice position of a timing, but he is going to have to contest with DGT out of apps if he actually activates. Also peek out of this one, and Moon repositioned towards Big Pit. Nice flick. Tenzi, of course, finds Hidden, leaving it just one man alive. A little bit of switch around, and I'm liking it. Moon's looking a lot more comfortable. We're seeing him take fights in positions we didn't see him on other maps. Now 4-2, and I think we're seeing him start to just feel himself as the op again. There's that energy. 5-0 right now, Donnie.
Again, I mean, think about how much pressure builds on these young players. You know, they've made playoffs at bigger lands before. It's not something that they're completely new to, but to the caliber of this, nothing has tested them like this yet. And a strong start to a CT side Inferno. Couldn't ask for a better way to start it.
Low and steady as she goes. Minute 25 on the clock. Not a single point of damage done just yet, but they are starting to speed it up. Maybe hyper-fixating on this banana position, but it will be smoked off. Denied access once more, Fade 8. Looking for that deep nade, and it comes right down on 9Z. Tagging up just a little bit, but not too much damage. Now the utility for the CT side come down to only a few little pieces left to maybe try and hold them off for a little bit longer. But thankfully enough, they're backed by none other than AW.
And AW is forced to fall back because of the Molotov. Clear space for 9Z to push up. Magic to set up towards B. Starts out good. Fade's able to connect with one. And a weaker A bomb site is where the crux of this round will lie. A nade in should... I was going to do a little bit more to DGT, but barely hit the wall. Now the pressure comes in. Tenzi tucked. Moon in the middle of the site. A flick that went a little wild. Isn't able to get anything done. Close range. The M4 no match. And presumably it's going to be a save call for Magic. Stay around, try to get a kill or two. Maybe you can find an entryway into the site just like that. Now you can have a real conversation about going for this. A nade into pit. It's going to do great damage onto DGT. Down to 26. Now they actually have to try to break through into it. A reload. A bomb halfway ticked. And a Magic that decides to call it off. 9Z by the skin of their teeth. Don't have to worry about the retake. But they do have to worry about AW. And dealing more damage to that economy. Bomb explodes. AW ducks away just in time. Shades of Doja. Very different, same vibe.
Yeah, no Naden for Pit this
No
time.
Naden for Pit, but the same idea. You draw the attention away. Inferno is still a map that, although the bomb radius change has come through, it's still really weird with how it works, especially the difference between A site and B site with how the walls cover the damage.
Yeah.
And a timeout for 9Z, as that is a very detrimental loss to have all your guns go down. Although I will say, great execution into that bomb site. It got a little scary towards the end there. But at the end of the day, a round win's a round win. You take what you can get. You buy back into this round. You try whatever you can.
Chicken. I could go for some chicken. I really could. But instead, we're going to go for some CS, and we're on round number 7 instead. The utility coming straight down banana once more. It does seem like everyone has come out unscathed. 9Z down to some Galils, a MAC-10 on Max, and a single AK. And that's all after finding their very first round here. Magic playing pretty lights out on the CT side thus far, all thanks to a team effort this time around. And AW finds one, and one is all he will find. Close by, though, is Masval as he finds one, sprays in, actually gets a second, and DGT with the quick trade, sprayed 8, trying to spray through the smoke, can't quite get there, but it is going to be at least a man advantage with the player speeding up. It's none other than Tenzi up, and he finds one towards DGT, and it's just Myron last alive. He gets full flash.
Okay. Everything's fine.
That was a weird swing, but it works.
Got a little silly for a moment. AW surprisingly only held to 1. And a funny note to that round, the CTs, after losing the previous round, came into that one with more AKs than the Ts did. I was looking at the HUD and I was like, that's a fun little fact right there.
Well, ain't that neato?
And what else is a fun little fact is that AW actually only held to 1 kill that round, which is definitely a factor that 9Z needs to continue to play on.
I mean, that's why I said earlier that, you know, this has to be a team effort. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Obviously, AW and Denzi still with 10 kills each, but the rest of the team isn't falling behind. They're still having an impact. They're still at least helping. They're supporting in some way.
It's that their name is not being called on, not that they're not answering the phone.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, AW! Disgusting spray through the cart. Molotov keeps him up in the action, but a smoke at least stops the Ts from wanting to try their luck and pushing forward. Again, it's not a great buy for 9Z.
It does seem like they're kind of being corralled over to this A site, which is where the stack is. And if I'm being honest with you, it's a lose-lose situation. You get corralled to AW or you have to move in front of Tenzi. It's not fun, but it is part of your job as the Ts to take the challenge as it is. And this is looking a little more challenging than I think 9Z were hoping.
In the current moment, both AW and Tenzi with over 130 ADR. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's a split from 9Z. They want to put 2 in through CT. And that will work, but all the information's known. This should be called straight to the B players. AW spotted one out, but has to worry about the back line. Osval also in church. It's a good reposition, but you need to make sure the kills fall where they need to. HUASOPEEK needs to be dealt with in CT. And he won't before finds Fade 8. Now stuck between a rock and a hard place. It leaves just Mayern on the site. Bomb gets planted. It actually will get denied. Gets off of it just a little too quick. And Magic, I mean...
Magic is cooking right now.
All 3 timeouts taken for 9Z. A 9Z that looks lost. A 9Z that doesn't quite know how to battle back against the CT side of Magic. And again, statistically improbable that we end up in this point.
I'm going to be honest with you, I think this is all by design by Magic. It would make sense, right? Because we're seeing them read 9Z pretty damn near 100% accurate at this point. the counter plays we're seeing, that great reposition both in towards that church, kind of giving up sight, turtling together, and just playing their lives, playing a defensive hole to just stay alive and be a nuisance. Wait for the teammates to rotate around through CT, and it worked. It worked out great. We thought this was going to be a little bit of a slaughter, but instead,
it's still a slaughter.
Yes, just not the same side we thought it was going to be.
But there's still plenty of time to work for the side of 9Z. Even just a handful of rounds would be enough to work with for this side, but not getting them on your T side is definitely the real kicker. Fade 8 sprays through the smoke. Of course they're going to land one. Why would they not? Oh, almost caught the timing on the player in apartments as well. But that does miss. And that forces Moon back. Scared of the fight that could be lurking in Boiler. I mean, 9Z are even having difficulty getting full bracket control at this point. Now they get their way in. And a boost up. Heads up play, but no one there to receive it on the other end. Moonshot being loud, maybe trying to convey that more presence elsewhere, but instead he's just setting up a smoke towards A. Fade 8, the timing on the swing almost perfect, but just not able to do enough damage on it. And with 30 seconds, 9Z's push has to come in. Great timing with the flashbang. Masval has to try to calm down HUASOPEEK, but not quite. Instead it's a double spray now from Tenzi, and leaves it just onto his brother in AW. Rotating in through the library. A 1-on-2.
Bomb has been planted.
Blocked behind the smoke. Plenty of time to work with. A kit in his hand, but no utility. No reason to not go for it. Waiting for a fight to come his way. Maybe the player in pit. But 9Z seem very confident in just hiding in their positions. Time is of the essence. Time is running out. AW. Maybe just trying to go for the exit kill, but instead he will lose his life in the effort. 9Z do battle back for a second for themselves.
Now only down to a measly 5 round. Obviously sarcasm at this point because Magic's still in the lead, but 9Z, they look a little more confident after that one. Maybe a little bit of hope left in me for this squad, at least in the first half. They could still make this 5-7. The money, though, for Magic is well off. Even after the bye, we see most around 2 to 5K. Is quite the juxtaposition, as you like to say.
That's a good word. I mean, if 9Z can build off of this, they'll be fine. But you see, even when they get the round wins, it has to be a full reinvestment to the point where they have no money. And AW is so aggressive. There is an op trained on his position. Iron moves away at the perfect time for AW to strike forward and spray Luchov down. Moon decides to fall back with Molotov. Doesn't want to play any risky game. He doesn't have to. And a great setup for the CTs right now as we see 2 rotating in from their spawn. One in the library, one in the arches. Almost a rinse and repeat of the previous round. But this time we see Magic with the player advantage. This time we see Magic on the high foot. A flash goes in. Masval has to fall. Spotted out by the T's, but at least safe. Interested in the arch push. The bomb is delayed. Masval doesn't have the timing. And Max, aware of the position, doesn't clear it in time. Masval almost able to double up. HUASOPEEK right behind though. And of course the anchor on B is AW. They're going for distance, they're going for speed. AW's all alone in a time of need. 13 seconds. Gets the spray onto the upper, close range on Mayer, and of course he hits it! DGT, enough time to get the bomb planted, but now he's by himself. Rotations in so fast. 2 from CT, 1 from Banana. What are you made of, DGT? Can you continue to fight for 9Z to stay in it, or will the up-close range take you out? A new form of magic. A new lifeline. 9Z lost.
And they're losing to the dynamic duo again. AW 16-5, 10's 14-5. This is what you need as a squad from Magic. Obviously, there's a little more that could be done to kind of smooth this over, make it real perfection, a real competitive roster, but this is what true potential is out of these two guys. We've seen them consistently in this BO3 show up when they need to. Like I said, I can't wait for the numbers at the end of this match. They are going to look it's going to look so lopsided in comparison to anybody else in the server.
And honestly, again, to reiterate the point from before, it's not that Masvold, Sfade8, and Moon aren't having impact. They are having impact. There are rounds that are won because of them on Inferno, but it's just AW and Tenzi. They're so good for the multi-kill potential. A big nade onto the T's as they dance around inside of the bracket. No push and pull this time around. Banana's all the way cleared. AW falls back after getting quite aggressive. Sticks around for the moment.
I think it was what, map 1, Tenzi and AW had plus 6% swing rating,
on
both of them.
Yes. I think it was like 70 kills combined.
Yes, insane. Which leads me to worry quite a bit for 9Z right now. You could when you have Tenzi, the one doing it, it's different. You can maybe work around them, but when you have both, it's different. Like Sfade8 is going to be challenged right now. A little bit of a different angle from DGT. We've seen DGT constantly kind of work this hallway and kind of lane position. Sfade8, I don't think has played this spot yet. The barrel gives away, but the early spray comes in and somehow still gets it. Of course he finds one. Tenzi finds, it's Sfade8 finds 3, almost a 4th. Swings at the USP, and Tenzi sweeps him up and sends him down the river Styx.
9Z barely even able to get a chance in that round. If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will.
I'm surprised they're this quiet. Granted, it's not that quiet, but I'm surprised they're not a lot louder. This was, I don't know how it got to that point.
Gonna get 2 more, including one with a pistol?
That's what you need, and that's kind of what you're alluding to on this map. They're actually there. The kills on the board may not be there, but when the name is called, we're seeing Sfade8, we're seeing Masvold actually come into this Moon as well when need be. Good nade down mid, and somehow comes up empty.
And it's the last round of the half and the bye for 9Z, tattered and torn. 3 Galils, I'm at 10.
Mike has to have his hands on his head in the green room right now.
Wouldn't doubt him. Max catches AW, pushing through the smoke. A bit over-aggressive for the situation, but Sfade trying to double up. Already good for 1, already done his job. His teammates fall around him, but Moon at least there for a rebuttal. And Sfade8 somehow still alive. Molotov pushes Marin forward. And it's a 2-on-2. Disconnected T's, disconnected CTs. Presumably B has to be the finish at this point. A smoke into church. Asphalt needs to be ready for multiple positions. The flash should sell it. He should know. Moon pushing into CT. Masvold, the location is red. Marin a chance to rotate back, though. Oh. Or a double back. Buy as much time as you can. Asphalt will know what's up, but at least no chance to contest the bomb.
Bomb has been planted.
And they're going to meet in CT. They're going to meet right here, right now. Long angle taken from Oswald, but Marin hears this all. Oswald doesn't even clear the angle.
Goes back to the same spot that worked prior.
And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 9Z find themselves a 3rd. A very difficult half for them. But not down and out. We know what the squad can do. Every round, round by round. Sometimes you got to look at the smaller picture instead of the big, and right now the small picture is get more rounds.
Gonna point this out now. 10s and AW combined 32 kills. 32 and 12 they are combined. I mean, damage both around 1,500, while everyone else...
120 over for each of them through a half a Counter-Strike.
And I mean, even if you look at the rest of that damage too across the board, you know, 700, 900, 1,000 damage. So which means the teammates are there. They are helping. They're softening up the targets, whether it's utility or anything else in between. They're doing their part. They're helping and making this easier for this explosive duo to do what they do best.
We're going to have to see how this T side works out. This HUASOPEEK already pushed down. Him and Marin able to double up for kills for themselves. Make it one more, why not? Already down. Just Fade 8. Tries to tap away on the Apartments player. But it really doesn't matter. It's a hopeless pursuit at this point. Black runs out of bullets. A quick, clean, efficient round for 9Z. Not a kill to fall. And now this is the point where we need to see the mental of Magic. Obviously, very well on their CT side. But if 9Z, you know, they win this pistol, they're going to have control of the early game. Is that where Magic bend? Is that where Magic folds?
It's hard to tell. I mean, they seem strong right now, but strong is also included when rifles are in play. And if 9Z can just kind of hold that off for at least a little bit, maybe they can get a little more comfortable in that position, whether it's financially or mentally. You know, they seem kind of run down by this duo, and hopefully we're seeing that shift a little bit here as Fade 8 going to lead this charge to the Tech 9, and it's going to be HUASOPEEK with a quick little double as that FAMAS comes into play.
I got scared by the dink for a moment, but it is just Moon. No bomb for him, and he's about to walk next to Luchov. Timing doesn't work in Luchov's favor. And Moon doesn't even realize the timing of it all. At the end of the day, a done round already. Tallied up to 9-5. But you got armor, you got some util, you got a pistol. If they're not going to hunt you, definitely try to save it. I think no matter the outcome of this series, I'm sure by the end of this tournament, Magic have plenty of new fans.
I'm one of them.
This team is very exciting to watch. So much potential, so young.
If only their jerseys were better looking.
You know you don't like them. It's okay.
Moon?
Actually walks back.
The longest route possible. I mean, hey.
I mean, trying to do some more damage. I don't necessarily blame him.
But at the same time, that's probably not the best call.
That's fine.
But for money purposes, to make everything all smooth and evened out, might be a call there to maybe try and take away some rifles. And then just, you know, make it at least a little bit harder for the CTs. Right now, Magic up by 4. They got some rounds to give, but that's slowly starting to dwindle away at this point. They're down to Glocks, Deagles, and a mix mash of just guns.
Big nades in the mid. Fade 8 getting the brunt of it. Mayer able to get a backstab, shot in the back of the head, double up onto Mosvault. Another round where Magic doesn't really have much of a chance with anything going into it. Killer 2 would be huge for them, but barely any damage even done. Now the score gets closer and closer. 3 rounds being the difference, a 6-9 lead still in favor of Magic.
No op, though, for Moon this time around. Just an AK. Fade 8 takes a Galil, and he's the only one with one. Downside is Myron. He's got his big green, his weapon of choice, and he's been actually pretty solid with it thus far.
Yeah, he has. See if Luchov is able to have the same success AW did in the previous half. Fade 8 brought down to 8. Pushing through that Molotov. a risky play for sure. Doesn't net anything. Man, on the angle at the right time. A W, half of the dynamic duo, taken out of the round. Magic just trying to go out on the site. Little to no headway being made. Spade 8 tries to duel with Max, but low HP. It was almost impossible for him to get anything done. HUASOPEEK dances around into Tenzi. Oswald at least able to get one back, but there's nothing to be done. Through the smoke to end it off. And definitely a bit of shakiness seen from Magic. Definitely a bit lost, at least within that round.
Definitely feels like a huge momentum swing here. 4-9Z only down a pair of rounds in the money. For Magic ain't looking that great. The money is down to just some glills. 3 of them, a Deagle and a Mac 10. They're gonna just continue to run through these flames and try and get away and take some space while also not falling victim to the follow-up utility.
Oh, you know they want banana with the way that they're setting up it. Can't blame them. Important part to control. Things get dicey. You take that much damage early on. All the utility. And a boost up for Max. Chop just gonna jiggle. Already spots out a bit of a push. Molotov goes down. And a smoke to combat it right after. Rest of the utility picked up. Bit of a block smoke. Allows for a rotation in. 9Z, they have fallen for this. But the pacing needs to be quick from Magic. And the force of Mayor needs to be stopped. A smoke goes down, so the op won't be effective on the bracket angle. Falls back further. HUASOPEEK, another player that has been so dominant so far through this half. Aaron push forwards with the smoke. The hit comes in for Magic. HUASOPEEK so clinical. And Mayor just as well does the same. The scope in. The timing doesn't work in his favor. DGT pushes a smoke. And that ends with his life being taken. Now as the clock ticks down, Max also wants to push the smoke. He's doing so. Spade 8 off the bomb. The Galil for 1. Max on site. A 1v1. No time left. And Max gets it done. 1 round the difference.
What a turnaround this has been for 9Z. Mentally, physically, statistically, it's all turning around, and so is the position for Magic. Down to just a single round lead after it being a 9-3 half.
And this is definitely where the fears about their inexperience on Inferno comes in. It's a lot easier to throw together a CT side than it is to throw together a T side, you know? Although Inferno, I mean, you push and pull, it's the yada yada yada. Everyone knows how to play Inferno T side. It's still not easy to do it on this type of level. There's a lot more nuance to it.
Especially when you are the underdog.
Especially when you're going against a team that's very good on it. Fade 8. Clear space in bracket.
Steady, they start to stack up for what would have seemed like an A hit, but instead they're going to reaggress up towards Banana. Ollie gonna force off out of position, takes the kill off towards AW, and that's an important kill nonetheless. Was obvious enough at this point. They're still going to commit to it, speeding things up.
Oh, destruction.
In the blink of an eye. It was just all gone. Max finds a quick double, and Donnie, we get into a position that I wasn't sure I was going to see today. We're tied up again. Not only just for this map, not for this series, but I feel like this has to be the 20th time I've said they've tied it up.
Tenzi doing his best, but 1v5. One kill doesn't cut it. Timeout. Taken for Magic. Finally, first of 3. Needed at this point. Money's very low. You can justify a force buy if you want to go Galil's.
I want to see a Halls pop. Give me Halls pop.
We'll see where that lies in the strat book. I mean, struggling so far. It
Looks like a young steal.
Sure, I can see it a little bit. I mean, 9Z, they just look comfortable on their CT side. There's really no other way for me to word it. They look
like how Magic were looking.
They look very, very comfortable on their CT side. Not much can throw them off of it.
And they have, you know, HUASOPEEK with 16 kills and Myron with 16 kills. And obviously Max with 13, but still matching that pace that AEW and Tenzi have been setting.
Memories of map 1 seem to resurrect from this Inferno performance. HUASOPEEK falls back. So many flashes. Very good utility out for Magic. Maybe this is the point to capitalize. Maybe this is the point where they can get back into it. Fade 8 plays right behind Library. Tries to jump around the op. Doesn't quite work in his favor. And 1 HP on AW. Doesn't matter. Mac 10 beats the op. And it's all up to Luchov. All by himself, pushing up through bracket. The bomb directly in front of him. Molotov falls on deaf ears, and Mosvald able to come in with a backstab. Finally,
Halls pop.
after 8 rounds, it's enough for Magic to score 1.
Not saying
On their
I
T side.
call that I'm probably the best IGL around here in this building, but I feel like I called that. And it works, because I haven't seen anybody do it yet, in all honesty, on both sides. So I was like, why not? I wasn't expecting rifles, I was expecting Tech 9 armor, but the fact that they bought into it, the confidence is still there. They don't look as happy that they won the round, but they're happy they won the round. So back as the lead is Magic, but will we just say it again, Donnie? Will we say we're all tied up again?
Probably.
Yes, I have no doubt.
Well, 9Z, don't fret too much about losing that round because they're still able to fully buy into this one. A Magic that needs to find their stride versus a 9Z that comfortably sits in control of this half. Luchov not touched by the nade. Oh, doesn't blow. Actually, it's re-blossomed. Magic still want to try to go for this banana control. They're pushed all the way back out. Completely isolated from trying to gather any more space there. Kenzie calls for the flash. Still on a bit of an island. Doesn't push with it. Focus back towards banana. Where a majority of this Magic roster still sits. Flash over, up on the line. Crucial shot from Moon. Max playing back from the coffins. Molotov forces him forward. That should have been hurt as well. Smoke goes down, trying to spray through it. To no avail. DGT also rotated in. No one able to land anything through the smoke. And as Max pushes it, it costs him his life. Already a save going to be called for 9Z. 2 rounds in a row now for Magic after struggles in the beginning of the half. Maybe the chance to end it.
Enzi already hunting.
I mean, there's so much money on the side of 9Z, you gotta.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, HUASOPEEK at 6K. Iron at 3. So maybe you can find something here. DGT, though, he needs to, at the very most, stay here. But with $100 and his life on the line here, he gets challenged and he puts one down. AW actually ends up dying as well, so they can't lose any more bodies than that. Thankfully enough, Magic don't back to a 2-round lead, but this all feels a very familiar scenario that we've seen quite a few times over and over again.
Very
Map 1,
nice
map
job.
2, and now map 3. Yes, that was a great shot overall, and really kind of gave way the floodgates for the T's to just get onto site.
Yeah. 9Z still calm. Knew immediately they wanted to go for the save there. Just because Magic won a few rounds, they're not shaken yet. But it's penultimate series point. Good job. Eats a nade. Great damage onto him and Max. Marin waits for the smoke to fade. Perfectly timed to catch Mosvold. Smoke blown. And AW also on the receiving end of a nade. EGT eliminates Fade. Mathematically picked apart in this round, Magic are. And even if they can get space towards Banana, CTs can play this in so many different ways. There's no sweat off their brow.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be opposed to a save from Magic. And thankfully, I think that's what they're kind of doing now. Yep, they're going to set up for a save. Good call, honestly. Looking at that money, there isn't much left on the table to kind of make the next buy competitive and not give up the lead again. You can give up this round, still have one more to play before it's tied up. Something is better than nothing in the follow-up, and there will be money enough for two remaining players like Fade8 and Mosvold to buy or even be dropped if necessary.
Yeah, they'll be able to buy armor. Yutzel drops come over, they'll be fine. But it's close, it's close. It's a one-round difference.
Said it was going to be a great matchup, Donnie.
2 needed for Magic, 3 for 9Z. 9Z, their economy is still blossoming. Still fully in bloom. The pressure mounts with every round that passes. Pressure mounts with every second that ticks on the clock. Different setup. Less focus towards Banana for the side of Magic. Instead, it's Luchop that marches way down. Already into Broom. Great control for the CT side. Nate does catch him on the way out. Worth it for the presence against Magic.
Only going to force them back. Fade8 thinking better of it for now. Still with a little over a minute on the clock left. And plenty of space to be gained. Iron is going to get smoked off, but he reciprocates the nade in the meantime. But B stalled out the very last second. It seems like they were rallying for a nice little push on. 45 seconds left. Maybe we see a flash in towards Banana. This is going to be a costly one for which side, though, is going to be the question here. Swings in, and it's actually a trade. A fairly even outcome, but now this B site seems a lot more vulnerable with just Max left in towards New Box.
The rotation's coming in so quick, though. You already have the likes of DGT and Marin all the way in through. Marin sets up a flash for DGT to try to push with. Isn't needed yet, but now as it comes, DGT still blind. Moon catches him off, and that's a double kill for the likes of Magic. A 4v2. Bomb site collected. Surely Mayor can't stop the bomb here.
Oh, if he does.
Pushes through with the op. AW more than ready for it. HUASOPEEK still in Banana. The Moon inches forward and forward. Not able to hit the shot. HUASOPEEK wants to give this a go. Wants to deny the map point. Inches closer. Kenzie jiggles the angle. A player directly below him. Not going to clear either one of the angles. And that is series point found for Magic.
A close one, too. We saw them lining up a flash so they can swing out through that CT smoke. But thankfully enough, Magic thinking ahead of time, threw 2, maybe 3 flashes over top, one towards site, and just held them off enough. And thankfully enough, the trades panned out. HUASOPEEK getting it close, doing some damage, but overall coming up empty, but it was a gamble he had to take.
3 out of the last 4. Before that, lost 6 straight on this side. Moon wants to face Mayern. Up in the corner. Moon not ready to hit the shot. Mosvold. A great trade back. Magic aggressive out on A. Already want to hit. A spray onto the player Moto. Spade only good for that, but somehow still alive. Magic breakthrough onto the site. Max and Luchov.
Oh, that could be good.
And Nate could be, but it just misses the mark. Instead of the spray through the smoke. Takes out the player and hit the bomb. Still so much time to make it to the site. Smoke refreshed. CTs want to push through. That's what happens. Flash goes up. Luchov tries to activate. AW catches him out, and now it's all on Max. The bomb gets planted. Still dancing behind a smoke. A 1v3. A chance to stay alive. Or chance to see your key get crushed. A close matchup. None of us could have predicted how so, but instead, of course, it's AW to close it out. A fantastic series from him and Tenzi. Put it over the finish line, and Magic qualify for the round of 16.
Absolutely unbelievable display here from Magic. The young upstarts proving themselves on LAN.